Ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
How does your voice sound, Spencer?
Hello.
I mean, I don't like it.
Love your voice.
You guys have alright voices.
What are you talking about, my voice?
Like, it's not, like, offensive, but it's not like, holy shit, that's
Yeah, it's not a
voice.
magical voice.
It's just like,
Well, there are certain people.
yeah, certain people who have voices who are just
And there
like,
are,
oh,
and they make
shit.
money off their voices.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. No, you guys just have voices. Like,
Yeah,
they're fine.
we just got normal voices.
They're
Luis
not-
has got a good voiceover voice when he wants to have one.
Yeah, they're not particularly,
I don't.
like...
Thank you, Spencer.
I just have a talking voice. That's just my only voice.
That's all you need. That's the only
Just my
voice you
little
really
talking
need.
Voice. You got a good voiceover.
I got a good voiceover.
I can only do the voice when you change the thing.
Oh yeah.
In a world.
But now I feel bad because now I subconsciously think I sound like Lauren or like any of the other girls in the office
yeah.
where I'm like, oh, not that they talk that way. They don't. It's just that's like, I'm just like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
don't
you're
wanna
like
do that.
changing your voice to like be more.
What I think is white, you
be
know, and
more,
I'm, so I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
stereotypically
no, I'm
white.
like, I don't want to be that person. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You
yeah.
could be. Look, you could be whatever you want to be.
No, I can't. That's part of the problem.
That's like telling somebody you could be whatever race you want to be, and it's like, nah, you probably. That's not really how that works.
Maybe, no.
I don't know. Where do we draw that line?
I don't know. Let's ask you in the comments down below. Where do we draw the line?
On race. Where do we?
Welcome to We Stayed Late, the podcast about racism and deep subjects like that. That's not true. That's not what we talk
This
about.
podcast about nothing.
This is about absolutely nothing. You like Seinfeld? You're gonna like this podcast.
We don't ever talk about Seinfeld.
I don't think people would like this if they like Seinfeld either.
Yeah, because Seinfeld's like has like a level of
Good.
intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's good.
You know.
I didn't like Seinfeld.
You didn't like Seinfeld?
No, I was a Friends person.
What?
I was a
Oh.
Friends person too. Though.
I never watched Friends growing up.
I loved
I
Friends.
watched it like
How'd you not watch Friends?
I don't know. I just never caught on.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's what, everybody has
Everybody's
their thing.
different. If
Here's the thing. The theme song is what got me in.
that's true.
Yeah, theme
I
song.
did.
It's got a
and then
fucking
just-
great theme song.
I
It's
did-
also funny. I mean, mind you, like it's super dated now.
Right.
Like when you go back and watch it, but it's also like, oh, I remember this.
I made an album. I think 2 albums of just theme songs, and Friends is one of them. Like the long version of
Right.
Friends.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Friends had a long version. So did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had
Right.
that second verse. But like all the Disney songs, all like the Nickelodeon songs, all the TGIF songs, I like downloaded on Napster, and I had like 2 CDs full of it.
I was gonna say,
good.
do you remember making CDs?
Oh yeah.
And burning
Yeah.
CDs?
I remember when I looked at a computer and I was like, "Holy shit! You can burn DVDs now."
Yeah, I know.
That
I remember that
blew
too.
my mind. I was like, "How?"
I have
How
I
can
have
you do
all
that?
my CDs that I've burnt still in my car because I still have my
Yeah.
little
No
CD
way.
album. And maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was just like, you know what? Let me pop open one of these.
Pop 'em out.
And some of them I was smart enough to label what's on the CD,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of them are just like Stars Mix number 5, and I'm like, I don't
But-
know what's on here. Let's,
But that brings you
let's
to a
find
time.
out
So
because the
good.
only CD player now I have is in my car, and
Yeah.
I'm like, let's see. And then I was like, oh yeah, memories.
It brings you to a time like I made this mix when I went on that trip.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And it brings you back all those times, all those girls you didn't talk to when you wanted to.
Darude, Sandstorm. Like,
Oh
yeah,
yes.
it's like a lot of that stuff where I'm like, it's like random R&B, definitely like early's
Yeah.
like techno dance, and then random Spanish. Like we were playing La Vaca Mu earlier today. I was like, I got excited because I forgot about the song,
Yes.
but it's on one of those CDs.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I used to make
like a little time machine.
those
It is.
anime what's it called? Music videos? Did you ever
Oh,
see those?
I made those.
I made them too. I
I
think
made
mine
them.
was like Limp Bizkit My Way, and I got a bunch of Dragon Ball Z footage, and I just made
Nice.
and I put it in one of those CDs because you couldn't burn DVDs, so I had to burn it on a CD, and I had to make it low compression because it was too big.
Was it 320 by 240?
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was a good time.
I remember making a music video with my friend Chase in middle school to oh god, I like to move it.
Classic.
Do you remember that song?
Oh yeah, that's a classic
And-
Madagascar song.
And yeah, and it was before Madagascar.
know.
And so we went out and we just shot like random stuff by my pool and in like the palm trees
Amazing.
at
Oh,
my
you
house.
made an actual music
and we
video.
shot we shot a music video, but it was just him like lip syncing the lyrics, just the lyrics set I like to move it.
Yeah.
And then all the other like rapping part,
Uh-huh.
he just moved his mouth because he didn't
That's
know
all
what
you
the
gotta
words
do.
were. So somewhere on the internet, there's a video.
I
that-
wanna do
and
this-
I'm briefly in it of us
I made
dancing
a
to I
Sailor
Like to Move It.
Moon, well, a Sailor Mars music video to Macarena.
Where is it?
It's probably on my computer because I remember when YouTube became a thing and I tried uploading them.
Yep.
But YouTube wouldn't take 320 by 240 because it was too old and too
Oh.
small. Like the files
Oh,
were too
wow.
like they were just I mean the video files are like this big now. Like
Yeah.
they're tiny,
Right.
but they're just little.
Guys,
so
there
like
wa-
they wouldn't take them.
I was walking through the WeWork space.
Okay.
Like you do. all of the windows and the like the doors are glass, so
Yeah.
you
It's
can
like
see into other
imagine
people's houses. It's
Westworld, but instead of like creepy doctors and like naked people everywhere, it's just cubicles.
Yeah,
So a little creepier.
a little creepy,
Yeah.
but it's nice because you don't feel so closed in like you
That's
would
true.
if they were
Yeah.
all walls.
Yeah, it'd be too claustrophobic.
But
if it
I
all
was
walls.
walking through the WeWork office, and one of the perks of walking through the WeWork office is that you get to see everything.
Yes.
And somebody had a desk that was butted up against the window wall,
Mm.
and on that desk was a floppy disk.
Really?
And I freaked out for a moment. I was like,
Wait,
what
like a
is
3x5
Yes.
floppy?
Yes, like a
What?
legit, the one where you would slide, like it slid.
When you did that and you did that
And
way
it goes-
too much,
yeah,
and then
and
you'd
it
break
broke
it,
it.
and you're like,
yes.
oh no.
Yes.
It had a legit like slide mechanism, real floppy disk, and I was like, what computer is this person using?
That's amazing.
Okay, I have to look this up. real
Maybe
quick
it's a like coaster.
Maybe it's a USB
Maybe
drive.
it's a coaster.
A
Maybe
USB drive?
Yeah, I would have a USB drive that looked like a floppy disk.
Ooh.
I would use it
I
as
have
a
a question
coaster.
for you. I'm gonna date myself and see how old I am.
Okay.
Did you guys ever have to use the big floppies?
You mean
I never did personally, but I've seen them.
the one you open up and you put something in there and you close it?
Well, no.
Oh, you mean the big ones?
the big floppies?
I've never used those.
Oh,
I
man.
used
You
I
guys-
used the one where
You guys missed the national. Like it was a treasure. Old Mac computer, the disc this big,
No.
and you pop that and you pull up some Oregon Trail. Second grade, good stuff.
That's
good
like
stuff.
that's like a what was it, laser disc? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
like
I
the
never had it.
big discs that you would use. Okay,
Never had it, never seen it, don't want it.
Okay, I have a question for you. How big? You guys might know. I was blown away when I looked this up the first time. How much space do you think is on a floppy disk?
It is 2 megabytes.
Whoa, 56K.
1.44 megabytes. So you guys were like right.
I just do a 2 mega because I used to have a big old folder full of floppies. So I would download Sailor Moon pictures off the internet and just save them all on floppy disk because that's what I thought you needed to do
Yep.
to have all the Sailor Moon images. And I literally like a big old box of floppies full of just Sailor Moon pictures
Oh my
because I
God.
wanted them.
Do you still have it?
My mom might have it. I doubt it.
You need to convert it.
It's just GIFs. Not GIFs, not even GIFs, like JPEGs.
Yeah.
You didn't have
that are
enough
probably
space
like
to
super
store a
low
GIF.
quality.
No, you don't.
Like less than 72 DPI. I was just like, but you know what
Yeah.
though? I kind of wish I had it
Uh-huh.
because I'm pretty sure a lot of those pictures probably are just gone. Or I don't know where I could find
Probably
them.
won't exist on the internet anymore.
There's a Sailor Moon poster
I-
that I want that I can't find.
I need to back up my CDs. I have like 80, like 280 CDs that I need to back up.
Like
Just-
2 stacks of 80.
Yeah, 'cause I would
so
go
like
to Be-
160.
Yeah, I would
CDs.
go to Best Buy and I would get like the big pack of CDs.
Right.
I
Yeah.
would go in big baller, ready to go, and burning a lot of CDs, music, files, movies, everything. So you get that tower. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so I would fill them up. I got 2 of them, and I don't even know what's in them. And I'm scared because I think I tried to get something off of them one time, and my computer went crazy. It was like, like it just went
Like a dying
like
dog?
a dying dog.
Oh no.
But so I need to. I want to back that up.
Yeah.
I got
I
a lot-
need to
I-
like get all my mom's old like VHS tapes and stuff and get those converted to digital.
I
My mom has a ton of those, and I'm like, I need to do that.
when I was back home for Christmas last year, we dug out a ton of the old stuff from like when I was growing up, and it was just so weird. Like all my old stories, my old
Yeah.
like pictures, like it was really old yearbooks.
Yeah.
and you go and you look through like what people would write in the yearbook in your yearbook.
I
Yes.
brought back my yearbooks from like I have those here.
It's so weird.
I had that
I
one.
was so awkward.
I had that
and
one
weird.
comment who was like, "I'm the first one who wrote on your crack." Did you get that one?
No.
And they
No.
write on the crack of the notebook, like the the yearbook. They open up the yearbook, and in that crack section, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Between
the
the
little
pages?
like the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he would go out and be like, "I wrote on your crack." Get it?
Lame.
Remember Hags?
It's lame, Paul.
See, my
yeah,
my,
Paul.
my high
Fuck
school
no.
for yearbooks and stuff. yearbooks weren't the big thing, but they always sold essentially like they're like scrapbooks that as the side thing, and that's the thing that became like your actual true yearbook, because throughout the year you'd buy that in the beginning of your senior year. And then, at least what I did, because I was the nerd, I had disposable cameras. Like this is pre like digital cameras and stuff. So I was the kid with the disposable camera, just constantly taking pictures of random shit because I'm like, I need to remember everything. And I'm super glad I did. You should do that. Well, you don't have to do that. You have iPhone.
You have an iPhone now, yeah.
But it was cool to have like all these physical copies of all of these like just random moments throughout the year.
Yeah.
I would like fill in like all the stuff. I'd have friends fill in weird shit. Like just so by the end of the year, this book that's supposed to be like flat, it's overstuffed with pictures.
That's amazing.
And like weird, like it's just random shit from that like last year. Drawings, things that like cutouts. Like so, I'm like, this is my actual yearbook because this is actual information. And I wrote in it like I couldn't go to not senior prom, but like Disney in Orlando. They in Florida, most of the high schools they do a senior trip to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And
that's
our
cool.
school did it too, but I could not afford to go because it was too expensive. So I wrote, because it was supposed to be like, grad night, what did you do? And I was just like, I stayed home because I was broke. I like wrote that in there. I was just like, we didn't have money.
And now you go to Disneyland all
Now
the
I
time.
go all the time because I'm an adult and I can do what I want, sort of, even though I'm like debating. I'm like, ooh, this is real expensive. Maybe I shouldn't have this pass anymore.
Okay, so I have a confession
Okay.
to make about yearbook in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not bad.
Okay, how bad
Sam,
could it
like,
get?
what did you do?
No. So it's really awkward now that I'm older.
Oh, okay.
So I was the person who made the yearbook in middle school. Like I was the person who put together the yearbook. I had a class and I was the only one in the class. I like had a period where I would go to one of the teachers' classrooms and work in the back on the computer making the yearbook.
You weren't the only one.
I was
were
the
you?
only one.
Why were
So
you the only one?
You made the yearbook? That
I
was all
made
you?
the yearbook.
So if they killed you, there would have been no yearbook.
Yes.
Damn.
I was
Correct.
in yearbook class in high school.
In
But-
middle school, it was like much smaller, and they didn't. And like we had a program where you could automate it, so you just upload a bunch of
Picture,
images,
yeah.
and it would fill in all of the info.
Okay.
I just had to like go and add. I had to design the pages, so you choose like your different templates for the pages, and then it would be like you need 4 photos, and you choose 4
Right.
photos and put them in there, and then you'd have to fill in the custom text, and you fill in the text. So I mean, but I did it over the course of the entire year.
Right.
Right, so it wasn't like that big of a task because I had a whole
Yeah.
year to be
You're
able
just
to do it.
popping in for half an hour, going in, typing some stuff, and then leaving.
Right. So I was in middle school. I was so awkward and so weird, and I was not popular in any way.
So you put your picture on all the pictures.
No, I didn't because I,
wish. Oh my
purposefully,
God, that'd
I
been
purposefully
amazing.
didn't want to like draw attention to. I was like, I could abuse this power very, very easily.
Yeah.
So I only abused it a little bit.
Oh, of course, as you do.
And I would go out and I would take, because basically part of my job also was to go around to classrooms during the day and take photos
Oh, okay.
for the yearbook. So I had a little camera, a little point and shoot, and I'd walk around the classrooms and be like, hey, can I take pictures of the yearbook? And so you take pictures of the classroom or at lunch or at PE or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I strategically placed photos of me because it'd be like I could get photos taken too.
Okay.
So I strategically placed photos of me next to popular kids,
Okay.
Oh,
like 2 or 3 places in the
Uh-huh.
yearbook. And I saw it. I didn't remember doing this. But looking back at the yearbook now, I'm like, I wasn't friends with those people. Those are the popular kids. And I'm in a photo with them, which means I was like, hey, let's take a photo.
Oh, Spenser.
And now, but hey, from now on, people are like, hey, look at that guy with the cool guy.
Yeah. All of those people, I think, are
that's
either
not that bad. That's
arrested
actually like awkwardly sweet and like that, like, oh, you big dork.
Yeah, I was a big idiot. But it was really, looking back on it now, it's really embarrassing because it's like, why did you do that? Like, nobody gives a
Because-
shit. Nobody.
Because you're a little
But
kid.
yeah, I was like 12, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to be cool, and all the cool kids
and
were
you
like,
wanted to be like, well, if I do this, then it's happened because it's
it's
documented
in
Yeah.
the yearbook.
forever.
So when people look through the yearbook, they're going to see me next to fucking Andrew and Shelby, you know?
Oh, Andrew Shelby.
Those
I
are
have-
real people.
I have an embarrassing story that I'm
Okay.
going to say to
Oh,
save
we're
you.
gonna follow. Okay, thank you. I'm not the only one telling
I don't
embarrassing
even know if I should
stories.
say this
No,
or
you
not.
could say it. It's
Say
fine.
it. You brought it up.
You can censor it if it's bad.
Okay.
Like you could self-censor it and not make
So-
it as bad, but you should make it as embarrassing as you're willing to.
Okay, let's just say I
Make
was
it.
really young.
Hey, I was really young too one time.
What are you when you're 12 years old? Like
I was in middle school, I
12,
think.
12 sounds
Sixth
like
grade?
a
We're gonna get this wrong.
6th or 7th grade.
okay,
I
I
can
was
look it up.
younger. I think I was like in 5th grade. 5th
Age
grade, you're like
in
9.
Fifth. Oh no.
5th
Fifth grade, you're
like,
10 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 4th grade.
Okay,
that sounds
fourth
a little
grade.
better to me.
Miss Rhodes class. That's who I had in fourth
So in
grade.
4th grade,
Shout out to Miss Rhodes.
I had a crush on a girl.
Okay.
And I was infatuated with her. And
Is it your first crush?
it was probably
Like your
my
your
first real
one that you
serious-
remember?
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
I had that in 5th grade. I think I
And-
talked about that.
And I was so I stayed home, watched TV by myself. I was a pretty dorky kid
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I couldn't talk to girls, and I obviously I was infatuated with her. So basically, what I did was I got real creepy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed.
You were like 9, so don't be that
Okay.
embarrassed.
I basically I was like, oh, I want to be with this girl. Me and her look good together. So I like took a picture, or I got a picture of her,
Uh-huh.
cut out her head,
Uh-huh.
and then cut out my head, and then I put it on a picture with 2 people who were married.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Oh, look at us together.
That's
We're
so
married."
Cute, but also so creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
if you think about
very
a 9
creepy.
but if you think about a
A
9-year-old
A
doing
9-year-old doing it, it's adorable.
if
and
a-
also like
if like a 28-year-old is doing it, that's considered
I-
creepy. If
I-
a 9-year-old is doing it, that's fucking adorable.
I
That's
hate bringing it up,
adorable.
but it's
no,
just like-
that's
wait,
so
did you
cute.
give it to her?
Oh no, I did not.
You just had it.
I think I had it. I had a little folder, and in the folder, it had a picture of her, a picture of me, and then had a picture of us together, married.
So you were self-aware enough to know this is just for me.
This is I'm not giving it to anybody, but I like designed it. You know what I mean?
So-
Oh, that's so cute though.
Just so you know, like for reference, how old a 9-year-old is, so it's not creepy.
it's like they're like this big.
They're like this big,
okay.
like that. Google,
Yeah, that's
okay.
like
Yeah.
this big.
And sorry for the people who are listening, or the
Listening.
people on the.
I'm at like.
Yeah, you can just Google 9-year-old and it'll be the first.
It'll
result.
say like hip height.
Hip height. I was a
Hip
hip
height.
height child, trying to find. I was just wanted to be together.
That sounds like a cool.
That's adorable.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a cool musical for children.
I would
Hip
start
height-
singing right now as a joke, but I can't sing.
I didn't like boys until high school.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I was really nervous.
Boys.
I
were-
couldn't talk to
Here's
girls
the
at
thing: boys were real mean to me. It's like just the whole way through.
Yeah,
So
well, boys are.
I
mean
didn't
because
like
they-
that.
yeah.
So I was
They're
just like,
idiots.
boys
They're
are
idiots,
mean.
yeah.
So all my crushes were on like celebrity boys
all.
who were like, essentially, it's why teenage girls like soft-looking boys. It's because they're not threatening. They don't look
Yeah.
threatening. So that's why it's like the long hair, like they're almost
Biebers?
feminine. The Biebers, all that stuff, because
The
they're like,
Hansons.
oh, you won't hurt me because you're like, you look like gentle. So I'd like those boys on TV and stuff like that. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is my boo. Like that. But actual boys.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, if you're watching,
Oh my God.
reach out.
Come on the podcast.
Please.
We
Come on
got
the
a spot
podcast.
for you.
I
We got a
heard-
spot right here.
I heard he was at
JTT.
Hyperion Public once,
Oh,
and I was
really?
just like, son of
Oh,
a.
I
but then
fucking
he
love
sto-
Hyperion.
But apparently he stopped going, from what I've heard from
Oh.
other people who used to see them there all the time, because people would come up to him, and I'm like, well,
Hyperion's a really good restaurant. If you guys didn't,
It is. It's
It's
actually-
in
it's a-
LA.
yeah.
Sorry for people that aren't in LA. It's
go
a
to
good.
LA,
If you're
go
in
to
LA,
Hyperion Public.
Hyperion
it's a good
Public's
bar.
really
It's
good.
nice. It's tasty.
Um,
But yeah, so I just real life boys. They were just mean, made me cry, and called me Chia Pet, and I didn't like it. So I was
Aw.
just like, nah.
Chia Pet.
Yeah, I got picked
Hey,
on real bad.
I
At
got
least-
picked on too. I got chased by a girl named Holly.
Guys-
In 4th grade, I ran because she was a bully.
Yeah.
And she
Oh my
would try and beat me up, and I had to hide in the bathroom because she wouldn't come in the
Are you
guy's bathroom.
serious?
So she would chase me around. I
Okay,
remember
I have-
Holly. I don't know where she is now. She's probably in jail or something. But
I was
yeah,
like,
but
the
she
kid
would.
I picked on like that.
Actually,
was-
she's probably
in middle
really
school
nice and
was
didn't-
Jonathan, and I used to sing him the "Short People Don't Deserve to Live" song to him.
Oh my God, that's fucked up.
Well, well, mind you, he was my friend, and he'd
Yeah.
pick on me too.
Oh, okay.
And then we ended up dating in college. So
Oh, okay.
like,
Oh,
it worked
okay.
out. And then he broke my heart. So it worked out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's
Back
fine.
and forth,
We're
back and
actually
forth,
still-
escalating
we're
every
actually
time.
still friends. It's okay.
Okay,
Like,
good.
It's like it's fine. But it's one of those things where it's just like,
Now, okay, but
you
here's the
got
thing.
me back for all that shit I did
Here's
to
the
you.
thing now.
in middle
Now you need to
school.
marry him and then divorce him.
Oh,
you just
God,
keep
no.
raising those
Yeah.
stakes.
No, No, that's
and then
a bad idea.
and then what's gonna happen is you're gonna get remarried, and then he's gonna kill you, and that's gonna be the next escalation.
Damn.
And then you're gonna come back as a ghost
And
you
haunt
him
him.
forever until he's like, and haunt him until he's like 4 generations down the line, haunting every version of him until the end of time. That's the only way this saga ends.
That's why this podcast was made.
No, I'm just
So
shaking
this
my
can
head, by
happen.
the way, and making a face like, no.
It'd be such a good story. Okay, never mind.
So talking
Yeah,
about
but still
bullies.
good
Sorry to
friends.
encourage your
I'll
death.
say,
I didn't-
still good friends. Cool dude. Like, it's fine. Like, it was a long distance thing, mostly why it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's fine. But yeah. No, middle school, boys are gross. Y'all, that's why you creepy little shit.
We're gross. Yeah,
We're gross.
I didn't talk to girls till like honestly, till like high school because
High school when it's like you kind of like
Well,
you're
it's
still
because-
like a weirdo, but like you're not like the hormones aren't
This
like
is the thing is
messing your
my
brain
school
up
was
as much.
split up between boys and
Oh
girls.
yeah, I remember you saying
So
that.
girls
yeah.
are on one side of campus, boys on the other, and it was like, oh, I don't have to work. I can just stay with my friends, you know. And so I was deathly afraid of them. I found them scary as hell. And there was this bench that all like after school, all the boys and the girls would go together at the bench, and they would all hang out there. And I was just too scared to go up until high school. But you know everything's okay. Look at me now. Look at me now. I got I'm in a happy relationship.
Isn't it like what is it?
7 years.
Yeah, I saw that Instagram. It's like,
Yeah.
That's so
Don't worry,
exciting.
you can figure it out.
You can do it too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
maybe.
Okay, what were your guys' first celebrity crushes, and where did they come from? Was yours Jonathan Taylor-Thomas?
No, my
Okay.
first celebrity crush was Donnie from New Kids on the Block.
Oh.
But I think that was like a weird mix of like I liked the music, and then my older friend, it was like my like babysitter's actual like granddaughter was into New Kids on the Block, and I just liked the things she liked.
Yeah.
So she liked New Kids on the Block, and she liked, I guess, like Jordan or whatever the other one was. And she's like, pick one to like. And I picked Donnie because I'm like 5. And I'm like, okay. And so
wait, Donnie Wahlberg?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
Donnie.
amazing.
Step by step, yeah, all that stuff. And I like the songs, and I was just like, I picked Donnie. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but then all of a sudden I would just get Donnie things. So I got a Donnie poster, I got a Donnie doll. I was like, this is great.
God.
Did
So
you
like,
watch Saw 2? Isn't he in that movie?
No, but I used to
don't
watch
know.
a New Kids on the Block cartoon, and then
What? There was a cartoon?
It was a dope
Holy
cartoon.
shit.
It was really good. It was. I used to love it. And then I remember one day, Saturday morning, getting ready to watch it, and then it was interrupted by actual news, like Desert Storm shit. And I was just so like, I was so mad that the war
gotta look this
interrupted
up.
my New Kids on the Block cartoon.
What
But,
channel
yeah.
was it? It was on Fox?
I don't know what channel it was on. I was just
Yeah,
know
look it
New
up.
Kids on the Block cartoon. They'd go on adventures, and like I think they solved crimes.
They gotta solve crimes.
They had a bus. They wore real cool '90s clothes. It was fun.
Animated TV series from 1991 to 1993 on the Disney Channel. Wow, the logo
Oh, the Disney
is the
Channel.
most 90s thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
If
New
you're-
Kids on the Block.
Go Google
Wow.
the New Kids on the Block cartoon and pull up the Wikipedia page and look at the logo. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's great.
This is the pretty basic animation during the time. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
It's nothing like
G.I. Joe.
special or fancy. I just liked it, and
No, yeah.
Oh, because you like
but
Donnie.
I think but I don't think I like Donnie understanding what liking somebody was. Like I
Oh,
would say,
see.
like
What was the first one that you had like a real?
full blown crush
Yeah,
was Jonathan
Jonathan
Taylor
Taylor
Thomas
Thomas.
for sure. I have a creepy ass picture. I might have it on my phone of like my walls just toe to toe pictures of him. So if you want a creepy
Yeah.
thing, but I think that's okay because it's a celebrity and they gave me the pictures. Like they were in the magazines. Like,
Yeah.
what else are you gonna do? So I had this wall to wall thing. Keep talking while I look this up.
So my celebrity crush growing up was Rachel Lee Cook.
Who is
oh,
that?
that works. That
Yes,
makes sense.
I loved her, and she was, and I loved the movie Josie and the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Pussycat Dolls. Josie,
Josie
and the Pussycat.
Yeah.
And I, okay, yeah.
Josie and the Pussycat Dolls
Look
is a good
look at this
crossover.
creepy
That's-
ass
yeah,
stalker wall, Spencer.
Holy shit! You need to put that in the Slack.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just wall to wall. Like it's like think wallpaper, like all those Teen Beat 17 magazines, like just of the pictures that they take, and it's just wall to wall that. And then I had the one picture I really liked next to me.
I kind of
Like-
always wanted that. I always wanted to have a wall-to-wall posters. Like I always saw the cool kids
No,
having
this is
that.
just too much, man. It's just like it's like literally too.
I
like-
was weird. I was like, I'm gonna be minimalistic and get rid of everything. Simple desk, simple everything.
As a kid,
Yeah. What was wrong with me?
I don't know. Now we got Chotskys.
Now we got Chotskys. I got so many Chotskys.
Oh,
all
and
the
speaking of the disc
Chotskys.
earlier, this is
Whoa, yes.
this is
Oh, I've
like
seen that
second
picture.
grade me with the
So
old school
if you want to
floppies.
see these photos, you can go on our
Go on the
Slack.
Slack. I'll post them on the Slack.
Go
Which
on our
is,
Slack.
if you want to join the Slack, there's an invite on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
Jump in
our
there.
Twitter page, you can go.
And you
at
do
We
not
Stayed
be
Late.
afraid when people welcome you. They will welcome you. We are a very welcoming family at
So
Slack.
they're gonna welcome you with the number that you join with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
You'll see,
like,
welcome this number, and then
345 or-
everyone
We're over
goes
400.
silent.
for
Oh yeah,
sure.
that's right.
Yeah.
So like welcome 402,
And then you'll get a gift that's associated with that number.
yeah, and it's not chosen by them.
No.
No,
the
no,
computer
chosen
does
by
it.
the computer.
picks it.
We just put Giphy and then the number, and
Yeah.
then it randomly chooses a GIF it thinks has to do with that number in some way.
It's a fun
and
hoot.
usually it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Usually has nothing to do with it. What's funny is that I'm looking at pictures of Rachel Lee Cook, and there are photos that look like Sarah.
Are you serious?
Really?
I mean, just like
Right, just the idea. Yeah.
just like okay. I'm just
Is
gonna
it
turn
the
it around.
eyes?
Yeah.
Like, I remember her having
Oh,
big eyes.
man. I mean, even like
Oops,
she's just.
hold on.
I know I'm in a relationship, but yeah, she's beautiful.
I know.
But I love that movie, Josie and the Pussycats. I downloaded that album. I still listen to that song, the whole
Aw.
music. It's a fun movie. I think it's a fun movie. It's a cool movie. Come at me.
You know what?
I'll stab you
Now
to
that I
death.
think about it, I think a lot of like my first crushes were on cartoon characters.
Really?
Or
Yeah.
cartoon characters?
Yeah, like
Well, there's that whole Danny Phantom thing that's happened. You guys?
oh
you
yeah,
know
no,
about
people.
that?
Yeah,
people
Danny
like,
Phantom's hot.
Yeah, like
But
I
Danny
see it.
Phantom is
and all the
just-
characters
but-
in Danny Phantom.
But that means you like Fairly Odd Parents too, because those characters are the same drama.
No, but they made them bigger and they gave them teenage boy
Oh,
voices.
okay. I
That's
see.
honestly that's where the voice thing comes in because if like you sound attractive,
Yeah.
like it like adds to what the character
Yeah,
is. Like the guy who does the voice of Aladdin made Aladdin very attractive.
that's
It's,
true. He does.
like it's
come
just a
off very
cartoon,
suave.
but like
Yeah.
his voice is just like, oh, that's a nice. I like listening
But I don't
to
think
your voice.
is he a good-looking guy?
I think the guy who did the voice of Aladdin was the guy from the DJ's boyfriend from Full House.
Really?
I think that was the same guy.
That sounds.
So he was a
familiar.
good-looking guy. So I remembered that and I was just like, okay, that fits.
Interesting.
But I liked I was just like I liked the smart nerdy cat. Like I had a
You're
crush
right.
on Donatello. I had a crush on Chip from Chip and Dale because he was like the smart one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had
Batman animated adventures, all the Robins.
so the first one. I'm sure I had like childhood crushes on things, and I don't remember what they are. But the first real crush, and I told you this today actually, so it made me think of it. The first real crush that I had was on was the Perfect Scores. I watched the Perfect Score and got a crush on Scarlett Johansson. And that was
that
my
makes
first crush.
sense.
Yeah. OG. That was you were the first one.
Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson.
Before anybody else.
Before anybody else. I wonder what.
Perfect score was when they had to like write. There was one person who wrote really, really small on a piece of paper, right? Because it was about acing the SATs, right?
Yeah, so it was about this group of actually it was funny, we were talking about this today. Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson. I think it's the first time they were paired together. And now they're doing Avengers. And, doing
And we were
amazing
talking.
things.
We had a conversation earlier. You guys can tweet and chime in at us. Who would you choose? Chris Pratt
Or Chris Evans.
or Chris Evans?
to date, to be friends with, to hang out,
everything.
just hang out with for a day.
I lean toward Pratt just a little bit, mostly because my friend Kelly. Shout out to Kelly.
Shout out to Kelly.
Shout out to Kelly.
Kelly.
Friend of the podcast.
Kelly
Friend of the
has
pod.
definitely has like long-term dibs on Evans.
Kelly gets mad at me a lot, right? Isn't she the one who gets mad at me a lot?
Yeah, she'll correct you guys. She'll always text me.
Listen
like,
here, Kelly. I want Chris Evans.
she'll fight you.
No, I want Chris Evans. Yeah,
He's a
I get
stand-up
corrected
nice
by
guy.
I get corrected by Kelly all the time. That's okay.
She
here's the thing.
mentioned
Like,
the last thing she texted
I'm
me
just
about the
happy
show.
She cares.
I was gonna say she
Yeah.
wants us whenever we have a guest for you guys to play the king idiot.
Oh yeah.
Oh
game.
yes.
Yeah.
And I laughed because in my head I was like, I hate that game.
I
but
love
if
that
you
game.
guys want to
We
play
can
that,
play
with
it.
us-
I have the game. I can put the cards up on the Slack or something so people can download them
yeah.
and play them at home.
Yeah.
Because they're literally just cards that I made in Photoshop, and you can just download them and you can just cut them out and play because it's really fun. I was gonna look up was that her first movie?
ScarJo.
Scarlett
Yeah, ScarJo.
She probably has like some earlier commercial or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was to say first like
Oh no, she was
I
in
was like,
Home Alone
oh
3.
like
What?
oh.
I never
What
saw
the
that
fuck?
past
I
the
didn't-
two.
I don't
Wait,
think
wait,
I
wait,
saw
hold
Because
on.
that was a different
Hold
kid.
on, yeah,
Nobody
but-
watched that.
No, I
Maybe
watched that
somebody
and I had a
did.
crush on the girl on that. I didn't know
It
who it
all
was.
comes
It
together.
all comes together. It's
It's
ScarJo.
Scarlett Johansson.
Wait, how young was she when she was doing that?
A baby.
A baby.
That is
ScarJo, baby.
weird.
I'll say another
Holy shit.
childhood movie that it's like it came on right after Saturday morning cartoons because I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, and then whatever the next like Saturday movie came on, and normally I flick it away. For whatever reason, I left it on, and all of a sudden there's just a bunch of dancing boys, and I'm like, what is this? I don't understand. And then the movie was Newsies. And, and Newsies, while not a good movie, but when you're a teenage girl or like about to be a teenage girl, and all of a sudden it's just like dancing boys wearing like vests and like those little hats, and they're singing about like taking on the man, and then just like all coordinated. I'm like, this is the best movie in the world, and I didn't really understand why I really like. I was just like, this is it. And it came on.
This is it.
This came on like randomly too, because like you had no control of it. It's not like TiVo or you could record it.
Right.
So for me, this was just like this magical movie that appeared one day. I watched it and then it was gone forever, and I could not find it. I was like, "What is this song?" They had a song about dancing in New York.
Yeah.
They were dancing. There was a kid named Brooklyn. Like I just loved it. And then like of course like years later eventually the internet showed up and
Right.
like, what was this movie? And I was like, it's here.
I know.
And now I own it on Blu-ray.
You
It's great.
think it would be gone forever, all these things. You know, it's just like,
I know.
I'm never going to get it. And then once you had the internet, it was like, everything that I've always wanted to know or look up, it's here. And
It's back. It
the
never
world
left.
just went on a craze of like typing and finding. And,
Googling, yeah.
and now we're just selling ourselves.
You know who the actual first crush I had? I just remembered after looking that up because they popped up next to it. Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Oh, really?
I had a huge crush on both of them, I guess. I mean, they looked exactly the same.
Same
So it
face.
didn't really matter who was on screen. But yeah, and now they've grown up and become fashion moguls and something. I don't know.
Cool.
They look like they probably don't eat very much.
I like
which
that
makes me
their
sad.
sister.
Their sister's fucking awesome.
Oh, the other sister.
She's
She
great.
looks
She's a
cool.
great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
Shout out to her. Elizabeth?
Yeah, that's her name. I think so.
Yeah.
Liz.
Shout out to Liz, friend of the podcast.
I don't know if her name's Liz. I don't know if she goes by Liz.
No.
Probably isn't go by
Come
Liz.
on,
Sorry,
Lizzie.
Liz. Sorry, Liz. Don't mean to put words in your mouth. Okay, I'm going to look up some questions.
Oh, wait, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
Perfect.
That's always my go-to.
Pratt.
If we're talking about the Chris's, my favorite Chris is Paul Rudd. Okay, who is the most ridiculous classic cartoon villain or your favorite classic cartoon villain?
My favorite classic.
This is from
cartoon
Reading
villain.
Otter. I changed it a little bit because in case we don't want to do the most ridiculous, because
Yeah.
I like my favorite.
Ooh, favorite
I can't.
classic cartoon.
I don't know
villain.
classic, but my one of my favorite ones I kind of got into was what was the one from? God damn, I don't know his name. Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
What are you saying?
Doofenshmirtz. I keep saying it like I'm gonna know what it is. It's from that platypus show, Phineas and Ferb. Have you seen that show?
No, I haven't watched
Phineas
that
and
show.
Ferb?
I was way aged out of that one.
Okay. Well, I only watched it because my girlfriend's sister is really young, and so she was watching Phineas and Ferb, and to me it was hilarious. And this guy, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz? I can look it up.
Somebody in the Slack or on the YouTube comments page correct.
Yeah, please
Luis.
correct me. I think that man is hilarious. And I watch that show because of him.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. Fight
Phineas
me.
and Ferb, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you looked it up.
Nope, didn't look
See,
it up.
as a kid, I didn't like any of the villains on principle because,
Right.
like they were the bad guys. So why would you like them? But as an adult,
Oh, we did do a villain thing last time, didn't we?
Yeah,
we kind of talked about who we'd want to be.
I think like song-wise, what you call it, Scar, great song.
Oh yeah.
Really
Oh,
good song.
yes, that's very
wonderful
true.
song. Same with Ursula, great song. But villain, like fun villain, Hades from Hercules was.
Oh yeah,
fun.
that's the one that I was
Yeah.
gonna be. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
I
like
got
that's-
photoshopped into that.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Yeah.
Were we little demons?
Yeah, we were the two little
little-
Pain.
Pain and Panic.
Panic. Panic. Yeah.
That's an underrated movie.
that is
And
an
it's a
underrated
really
movie.
good movie.
It is a good movie.
I will find. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
Good
song.
songs.
That song inspires me when I'm having a bad day.
I can go. Yeah.
Yeah, I play
So
that.
good.
I play We are men.
Oh yeah,
and then
Mulan.
the-
We watched Mulan when we were
We did.
packing.
We were packing all the
packing
movies
Ruby Whipple.
and all the
You're watching it?
We watched
yeah, we were
Mulan
like,
while we
let's
packed
put
Ruby
Mulan
Whipple.
on. We watched Mulan. I was like, all right, yeah,
That
this
one?
is a good movie.
That
And,
song pumps me up.
And the new Moana song. That song's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Actually, on
No. Yeah,
I know
you know what I'm
I
talking
was
about.
like, wow, that one.
And
On
she has
that-
an amazing voice too. I get
oh yeah,
chills
I know.
every time she
She's
sings.
so good.
Yeah.
On that same kind of topic, what is a song that you have to blast when you hear it? Victorian Roma asked us.
Oh, I love
Shout out to.
Mr. Brightside, Killers.
Oh yeah.
I love that song. Every time it comes on, I just feel like I have to play it. Plus the 4 songs plus the Disney songs that I just listed as well.
Yeah.
But those songs are pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's
Done.
your one.
I think that's my one.
Okay.
I like the whole My Chemical Romance album. I really
yeah.
like playing too.
I just thought of like well, I have like 2 answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first like go-to answer is mostly if I hear any jukebox
Pokemon.
song I'm into.
Yeah,
Like,
Jukebox
you know,
Ghost.
whatever.
yeah.
But that's like the easy to go. The other song, and I don't have it normally on my playlist because I don't want to get tired of it, is the Thong Song by Cisco.
Oh my god.
If I hear that song, I realize it's one of the few songs I know all of the words, but only as soon as I hear the thing, I'm like, oh, here we go. And then
Yes.
I'm like, and it's great. It's a good song. You should listen to
Didn't
the
they
Thong
shut
Song by
down
Cisco.
like the roads in Miami for that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about this.
The Key Biscayne Bridge.
This is before you came. We had this editor called Travis.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Travis. He's
Yeah.
the one who had a kid and kept. Yeah.
Yeah, he kept leaving. Him and me, we were like playing songs, like old songs, and then we played Thong Song. And I think you walked in, and then we started going down the rabbit hole, and you
Yeah.
were talking about how it was being filmed there. And like, didn't you want to go to the?
Well, I was too little.
Oh, that's right.
I was at the high school when they shot the music video for Take It to the House with Trick Daddy and
Oh,
Trina. Because they went to my high school, so they shot the video there. But I didn't know that they were shooting the video that day. We just were having a pep rally, and I didn't dress up for it because I was just like, what's going on? I was a nerd that didn't pay attention to school social things. But everyone was excited because they're like, Trick Daddy and Trina are like, and I was like, I knew Trina because she did like. She has a bunch of dirty songs about butts and fucking. So, because, that's what you listen to when you're in high school and you go to, like, an inner city school.
Butts and grunge.
But, yeah.
Just had to put one
Don't
in there.
combine those two.
I just had to put it in there.
But Take
one
It to the
episode.
House. Take It to the House was, like, our unofficial, like, school song. They
Right.
wouldn't let us actually pick it to be our like,
Right.
class song.
Unofficially.
But because it's a dirty song. Even though it's not that dirty for a Trick Daddy song, though.
Yeah.
Because they shot it at a high school. So they're
Yeah.
not going to be, like, that bad.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too bad.
No.
All right, I'm gonna play the song, and then we're gonna provide commentary to it so that we can, because we're gonna review it, which allows us to be able to talk about this song. This is the song that we just were playing that I play.
Oh,
and
that's right.
blast
This is
and-
your favorite song.
my favorite song. I heard it at eating at a Mexican restaurant, and I was like, "This is my favorite song ever." Okay, we're gonna take a little tiny interview.
Esta es la chica sexy.
So this is me at my uncle's restaurant eating, and you got la carne asada, the spices being cooked. You hear the. You got kids running around, yelling, crying. You got spices in the air.
Yeah, this sounds like a pig roast,
Yeah.
Budweiser beer,
People talking loudly.
people talking and yelling, a little
Laughing.
bit of cigarette smoke,
Yeah.
and running around.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I know it's funny. We all have reactions to this because I will go up to Lake Tahoe when I was playing soccer and train because it's elevated.
You
so
went to like the widest thing.
Right. So I went to Lake Tahoe to train, but my entire soccer team, I mean, like half of my entire soccer team was Hispanic. And so we would get up to the cabin up there, like 12-year-olds and a bunch of 12-year-olds just dancing to music like this.
Yes.
This reminds me of that because we would just like dance on the pool tables
is
and
like-
just play this and watch highlight tapes from like FIFA World
What?
Cups. We watch like FIFA World Cup highlight
yeah,
tapes
yeah,
to like
yeah.
study,
Yes.
but there'd be just this kind of music playing, and we would just see people dancing. It'd be like my favorite was that we would get up at like 5 a.m. to go
Yeah.
train because we like wanted to be miserable because that was the whole point. And so they would wake us up super early and they would blast this kind of music so that we had to get up, and it was so fun and so awful. So I get like PTSD in a good way.
Yeah.
because
This is like every
PTSD
Mexican
can't be in a
song.
good way. Sorry, that's wrong to say. I get memories. Yeah, that's not.
So
like,
it would be-
PTSD is always bad. Sorry.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's always bad, no matter what.
Post-blessing happy disorder.
PB
HD.
HD.
I get PBHD. This is like every Mexican or Latin song. No,
Yeah.
the Norteños are playing their accordion.
Is
Yeah,
this,
that's
is
all I
this
got.
merengue or is this salsa or is this bachata?
I don't know what that. I don't know.
This is just fun.
This is fun. I just call this Norteño music. Music from the north.
Because it's from northern Mexico.
Yeah, I think. That's where my parents are from.
Well, they are. They're called. The band is called Los Tucanes de
Typically,
Tijuana.
Yeah, they're
So
like
it's the Tucanes
they're
of
wearing the
Tijuana.
cowboy hats, the boots.
Yeah, that's
you know
what they're
I
wearing
mean? Yeah.
in the photo. It's called La Chica
They're
Sexy.
like
If
the
you want to
real
look it up
farmer.
and blast
They're
it.
like farmer types.
This
Yeah.
also reminds me of being spun around a lot.
Oh yeah,
God, this song is
If
still
I-
being
It's
played.
it's still
Because
playing.
if I dance this to myself, I'm here. But if you have to dance with somebody, like you have to let
Right.
them take. At least I'm a girl, so you gotta let them take the lead.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of being spun, and a lot of like just.
Yes. Ooh, nice fade out.
Yeah, that's me doing that fade out physically. You can see it if you're watching the video, but if you're not on the video.
You're just gonna throw your phone.
Oh no, I have a YouTube Red on, so it doesn't stop. Okay, that wasn't as clear. I wasn't as good of a fade out. But that's my favorite song, and I blast that every time I hear it, and it's so fun. My favorite part is where they start to whisper. I don't know why,
Oh, yeah.
but it's just real funny to me that they're just like whispering weird stuff, and it's like I mean, you could probably tell me what the words are better, but they're just like talking about how beautiful a woman is.
Oh yeah. She's just like she's pretty.
She's pretty.
She's smooth.
She's smooth. She's
soft.
yeah.
It's all compliments
Oh
in
my
a
God.
different language.
Yeah,
That's all. It's just
it
like,
is.
oh, she's nice.
But I like it.
She's
It
a
makes
nice
me
girl.
It's
She's
real
nice.
fun.
It was
Nice
real
girl.
nice.
And his voice is real fun. We found a whole YouTube channel with like all of their music.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's real fun.
Thong song is about butts.
Oh my God!
It's
Stop.
about
Who would have
butts.
thought?
Who would have thought?
It's about
about-
how
I thought it
nice-
was about a hat.
It's about nice butts
I thought it was about
and
sandals.
comparing them
I
to
thought it was about
and
Sam
comparing
Basher.
them to trucks. for
Sam
some reason.
Basher.
Comparing them to a truck.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Comparing women to a truck?
No, butts to a truck.
Huh.
Truck
Guys like what?
and trunks.
What?
in the butt?
Thighs like a
Yeah, it's like
Truck.
it's like
Oh yeah,
truck.
guys, like a butt.
but
What?
all night long. Let me see that baby.
Okay, I did not listen to this song nearly enough because I briefly know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, but I think I was a little bit too like pasty and
All of
nerdy. And,
all of my childhood songs are
It just
about
bounced off. You.
I listened to
Literally about
Christina
butts.
Aguilera's
I-
"Genie in a Bottle."
Oh, that was
about
a
the
good one.
extent-
I had that first.
Aw.
I had the first Britney Spears album.
Oh yeah, me too.
I recently,
The second one,
I recently
The third
rediscovered.
The new one.
the new one.
This was a song. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we could play it.
We can play as long as we commentate on it.
Okay,
As long as we
so
talk about it.
This is a song that I used to listen to. I could tell you, this was third grade that we would play this song.
Oh, dude, I don't know. Wait.
This was like the original twerking song,
Oh.
but the song's called Doodle Brown, and you just dance about.
do know
singing
this song
Doodle
now.
Brown, and
Yeah.
you just.
Is Doodle Brown a kind of dance?
Yeah, it's original twerking, like, but
Oh,
like,
I
it's
see, okay.
It's like slower twerking.
See, Doodle Brown, I don't think is a good name for twerking because you're using your butt a little bit too much for it, like
it
with
don't-
the brown
The brown?
connotation. It
Oh,
just
yeah,
feels
no,
like
it's supposed to sound like a weird. You're saying
like
like
you're
poop
pooping?
brown. And it's just this, and there's a part in the middle of the song where it's like pop that coochie baby, pop.
Oh,
pop. And
yes.
I'm like, you're like a kid. I don't know.
What a good time. You know, talking about the 90s, all this 90s music. Oh, just this one.
It's just good times.
So, you know, it's very weird. I went to the mall and all this 90s clothing's coming back. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
all
Oh,
the
well, I
ni-
guess like Candace's style
Yes.
was
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Now,
Shout out to Candace.
Candace,
shout out to Candace, friend of the podcast, soon to come. Don't know when. But we
gotta get her
we gotta
on.
get her on.
I saw her at the grocery store.
You did?
Yeah.
That was a while back, though.
It was a while back.
Yeah. And they have these, like, you know, they're doing the all new faded jeans and all that stuff. And when I look at those jeans, I do get PTSD because I have like a
Like-
horrible memory of
Wait,
those
like Junko
faded
jeans or like the faded jeans?
just the faded jeans.
Okay.
Something about the faded jeans puts me in a bad place.
Really?
I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't need it. It's just like I just imagine big jeans, me being a dork, no one coming to me. Like,
Yeah, no one
I
talking
have,
to you.
yeah, it's just, and I feel lame in them. And now they're coming back, and people are wearing them all cool, but I just can't. I can't.
You don't have to participate in it if you don't want to.
This is
okay.
going to go on for 6 years.
What I want to
fashion.
come back that I need to happen, but I know I could probably look it up and find it, but I want to see it in the store. I want the T-shirt with Bugs Bunny and Taz.
Oh, yes. I know what
back
you're
to
talking
back
about.
like this with whatever sports team on it.
Yeah.
Ideally, like the Marlins because I'm from Florida, but I'll mostly take like any sports team.
I
I
feel
just want all the Looney Tunes rip-off
Yeah.
merch back. I was a big fan of that.
I just don't like. I remember living in the 90s not liking the fashion. I was like, this is lame.
I wanted all the fashion, but I wasn't allowed to wear it.
Yeah.
You were saying you want to bring back. I don't know if it's from the 90s or
want-
the 80s. The
That's more
crop tops.
80s.
Yeah.
I want men to wear crop tops.
They do. You know
Because they
who wears
did in
crop
the 80s
tops?
and like
Football players.
Football players because it's hot. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's warm. Like, but I want that to be like across the board.
You got to have abs for that.
Yeah, I don't
Sure.
want to wear crop. I would not look good in
Sure,
a crop
but like
top.
whatever. Wear some crop tops.
Crop top.
Crop tops and short shorts on dudes. Like that's fine. Not at the same time. I think you got to
Crop top with high pants.
I think yeah. I think you got to pick one.
I can't do.
I want crop top and saggy pants.
Ooh, you're treading on dangerous waters.
I'm not
I'm
not
like- I'm
healthy.
sitting
here.
here, I'm, like,
not a
thinking about
healthy.
it, I'm
not
like-
a healthy.
But there is
commentator.
there is a big shift happening in clothes, and I'm scared.
I just anything just away, at least from on dudes. My personal preference of like fashion, away from the baggier thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't
like the
that.
bag.
Yeah,
I
like the
can't
bag.
tell what your shape is, and I don't. That's why it's hard for me to draw dudes because I grew up in the '90s and all the
Yes.
dudes wore baggy clothes, so I couldn't look and go, I don't know where your knees are because your knees, like everything is just wrong. Like the crotches are super low, everything was on. I'm like, I don't understand boy anatomy. It's bonkers based on clothes.
I used to own bell bottoms, and they were awful.
well,
I
yeah,
think I
those
had-
came,
I think
those
I
came
had-
back
Why?
for like a split second.
Yeah, they came
Yes,
back.
I
because
think
I
I
also
still-
had bell bottoms.
And I have them in my closet just as like emergency jeans. Just I don't know why. And then I put them on. I'm like, God damn it, these are the wrong jeans. And I gotta burn those
you should
things.
bring those in
I'm
one day.
not bringing them in.
Oh, we gotta bring them in. Just to you don't have to wear them.
just
Well,
put
of
'em-
course
show
he
'em.
has to wear
Oh,
them.
okay.
Why aren't you like no?
Fine
wear
if he just brings them in so we can laugh at them and then they go back. No, you don't have to wear them. You wear whatever you want, Luis. You're your own man.
I'm having
You make your
PTSD.
own choices.
That's right.
You do you.
I'm gonna
And
do
you do
me.
you.
And you do
Whatever
you.
you want to do, you do it. Except don't hurt people. All right.
Yeah, don't hurt people.
Don't be
do
a
that.
dick.
Don't be a dick, but be you. But don't be a dick.
Oh, yeah, come on.
So if you're a dick, don't be you.
don't please.
Okay, this question actually I
We're
just
answering a
suffered
lot of
this-
questions this
Yeah,
round.
I know. but We
Yeah.
have a
Great.
ton that have built up.
Okay, cool.
What word can you just not spell correctly?
Ooh, definitely.
Really?
Yep.
It took me a long time. I finally got it.
Spelling?
I instead of a, right?
Yeah,
You write an A instead of an I? Definitely.
definite. I think I flip definite. I think I.
Because just a bunch of
I think I
I's.
flip the N and the I.
Oh,
no,
oh,
that doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is. I have to spell it out.
yeah.
I can't.
But you can't.
I
can't.
can't.
I think it was an
spell.
A.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
DEFINA.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's I.
And I have to think
had
of my
to learn.
D finite.
yes, finite. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
I can't spell tomorrow. I can't spell remember. I can't spell embarrassed. I
Ooh,
can't.
that's a hard one.
I,
Caribbean's also sometimes fucking.
Caribbean I got. I
Yeah,
could do
yeah,
that one.
1 R or 2 R's? 1 R,
sometimes-
right?
1 R.
1 R.
But two
I
Bs.
can't. Yes, with 2 B's.
That's what it is.
But I can't spell what's.
BB.
This is embarrassing. I'm an embarrassing thing. I can't spell January off the top of my head.
Really?
And that's my birth month.
Oh.
I always spell it Jan and then my day. I don't. But honestly, most months can't spell it like on the first go.
Hey, June.
June is
That's why I
easy.
said most. All the
Okay.
long ones. All the long ones. I'm like. I'm just gonna shorten that. I'm gonna do the,
Yeah,
the
well.
first 3 or 4 letters, and then I'll
Fuck
be
you,
good.
February.
But January is kind of like, it's just sad because that's my birth month. I should know how to
Yeah.
spell it. But that UNR situation just kind of throws me off every time.
I'm usually pretty good at spelling. Like I did like spelling bee as a kid. Not professionally. What is it? Not like
They should have it professionally. They should have an adult
I know they should have
spelling
an
league.
adult spelling league. That'd be so
I
fun.
want that.
But I didn't do it.
phones?
I didn't do it like competitively. I just did. I did some of them,
Right.
and I would do really well on my spelling tests at school. So they were like, "You should go do spelling bee." But I've run into a couple of words that for some reason my brain just can't figure out. We can't retain. Like I've tried really hard. One of them is entrepreneur.
Okay,
Oh, that's
a hard one.
Yeah,
The
that's
other
hard.
one is bourgeois.
Okay, that's
Why
also
are
a
you
hard one.
spelling
That's a French
bourgeois?
word.
Because bourgeois, there's the bourgeois pig in Los Angeles, and I want to, and I go there to like write, and I'll meet friends there and stuff. And so when I'm putting it into Google Maps, I'm like BURG, and then after that, it's just a mess of letters until it finally
Figures out what you're
autocorrects
trying
me.
to
Yeah,
do.
So on this word correction, when I'm editing, like when I'm putting subtitles on videos,
Yeah.
and I have to for like Facebook versions, what I have to do if I don't know is I'll select it, copy it, and then just put it into Google. And then Google will autocorrect it. I copy that and I paste it back in.
Yep.
Oh, this is also why, like, when you guys send me copy, I honestly don't read it. I just
Yeah,
go,
it's not
I
your job
assume
to
it's
read it.
corrected
Yeah.
because I can't
Ooh,
tell.
Will Haynes would do that, and I didn't check, but he would give me text for the stories, and I think he would type them out instead of copy and pasting the quotes.
Oh.
And so there was this whole ordeal that happened on YouTube. I like copied and I pasted the quote because I was like, it was a late video. I had to leave.
Yeah.
And we got like we got called out pretty bad. I forgot what video it was, but we like misspelled
I think I
something.
remember that happening. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was,
I think I only do. Yeah, I do the final like read over when it's almost done, and then I'll realize. And here's what's funny is that usually it goes through several hands.
Yeah.
People have looked at this several times, and no one's double checking it
Yeah.
because I'll go in back and I'm like, "Ooh, this line is a line
is
for
a-
us.
this
This is
is
like
like
a
a
note
note,
for us,
yeah.
not for like the
Yeah.
actual thing." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm glad I read it the last time," but no one else has read it either, so I didn't feel too bad. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's-
all right,
you
we're
know,
all
if-
in the same boat.
you finished the first Harry Potter, right?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. So
We need to get on those other ones.
We're about to jump
We're
on
about
it.
to start.
soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
about to start number 2. Okay. Sandra says,
excited.
asks, what would you see if you stared at your reflection on the mirror in the mirror of Erised?
Oh no, that's a good
Fuck,
question.
that's
That's what you want the most, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing you want the most.
It's what are you doing? Like what's the tableau that we see of your life? Like Harry has his parents standing behind. Sorry, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Harry for a book that you should have read years
yeah.
ago. Harry has his parents standing behind him. Ron sees himself winning the house cup, right?
Albus sees socks
Socks
with
Yeah,
quote fingers.
socks.
He doesn't see fucking socks.
No, he doesn't. He's a fucking liar. What do you think he saw?
I know what he saw, but I don't want Louise to get spoiled.
You know what he saw?
I'm pretty sure.
I think.
And I feel like it's one of those things like somebody asked J.K. Rowling and she answered
Oh,
it.
and
So
she
I think
answered
I
it?
have one of those
okay.
in my brain. But I can't say anything because it's
Yeah,
like,
because it's
I have
spoiler.
it,
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think you see?
what my answer makes me feel sad, so I don't want to say. I'll be married.
Harry.
I'll be married.
So mad.
It's just because it's like I got everything
So
else going on. Like
disgruntled.
that's the thing. I'm like I'm doing the jobs that I
Yeah,
want to do. I'm
uh-huh.
working on my comic. I'm working on art. I go like
You do the things you want to do.
I mean, like being rich would be nice too, but in my head that seems like a personal, achievable thing. Like the other being married and all that involves convincing someone else. Like there's no like I can't do that by myself,
Right.
which is like the point. So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, that'd be nice, I guess. Like, and so it's like I can't just
get
like do
married.
that. Like
Yeah.
it would be nice for me.
Yeah.
And it's like it makes me grumpy because it's like the opposite of the like I can do whatever I want.
right.
I'm starred. I'm awesome.
But here's the
Whatever.
thing-
But
here's
then
the thing,
it's
you
just like
can
a little
do-
part of me that's just like, but it would be nice to have like a nice
You can-
partner who wants to like hang out
you
and
can
like
do-
doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, and if what you want is to eventually find somebody and get married, then you should do that. That doesn't like inhibit the fact that
Yeah,
you,
but the,
you know what I
it's-
mean?
It's the inhibiting part is the fact that it's just like I could want all those things and go for it. I still have to convince somebody. Like they still have to also
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's cool. We'll do that too. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I see in like my little mirror of just like, oh, like someone wants to hang out
Yeah.
like forever. Cool. And I like them too?
Cool.
Oh, dope. Yeah, sweet. High five. Like it'd be great.
This is a tough.
It's a tough one.
What would you do?
I don't know. I was thinking about this after I read it. It's hard because I don't know what the tableau would be. Like I know how I want. I know how I want to feel.
Yeah.
And I know what I think it's honestly just like being old and being happy.
Yeah.
Like just being old and just smiling. I think is all that, because at the end of the day, like, doesn't really matter if you failed 1,000 times, if you're
Yeah.
still getting to do what you love and you're still getting, like for me, if I'm still getting to make things and I get to get married and I get to have kids and I get to do all the shit, like as long as all of those things, maybe it'd be me with like my family behind me,
Yeah.
but me old and happy. Like that's all I really want is just to, when I get to like 90, not be like, oh, I wasted my life, you know?
Yes.
I don't
also,
know. I can't
for
think
whatever reason, I'm visualizing that, but you also with like your favorite food. Like,
Yes.
it's like everything is going on, but also like this
Just a
plate.
little piece
I
of
don't know. I don't know what the food is. But I'm also like a bowl of soup. Like it's just like
A bowl of soup.
I think I also like want to make
oh,
things
it's the
that
tacos from that place. It's like
Oh, yeah,
everything
yeah.
going
That's
on, and then it's like the tacos.
tacos, yeah. Like just making things that make people happy or make people excited. So I think like having I don't know what the physical manifestation of that would be, but just like maybe having the things around me that I've
Yeah.
made.
Would it maybe like an award, like awards?
Yeah, maybe-
like People's Choice esque.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if like
Not
so
like
much
a-
care about like big awards, but like I mean I wouldn't
like a-
turn down an Oscar,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know if that makes me happy. You
Right.
know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard because it's like I don't want to do. I feel like there are a lot of people who do really really well in the industry, but their personal lives suffer because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to figure out like
The balance.
where is that line for me? Like how far am I willing to go to do the things that like I dreamed about doing?
Yeah.
And but what sacrifices am I willing to make those things happen? Like I know people do both, and that's kind of where I want to be. Is like being able to do those things,
Doing
but
both
not
just means it usually takes a little longer.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to come to terms with with that fact
Yeah.
that like I'm gonna hopefully at some point be able to
the
do
sacrifice
those
is
things.
time.
Right. But I want to be able to spend time with my family and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, when I have a kid, like I want to be able to actually like raise the kid. So it's like I have to figure out what the balance of that is and how with the job I want to do, where that like how I balance that. Because if you're on set all the time,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you're there,
You
you're
get that
in
fancy set where you
New
can have your
Zealand.
there's a daycare on set.
yeah,
That's
you're in New
true.
Zealand for 6 months. You got to bring your family,
Yeah,
but
bring
then,
that family.
you know.
and we're like,
Yeah.
we're running around like the kids in the background of that
Right.
shot. Special bonus feature.
yeah, like Nolan did when he put his kid in Interstellar. You can see his daughter in the back of one of the trucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So yeah, you do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, look, I'm
that's kind of
hanging
the compromise, right? But like, I don't know. Everybody's trying to do that shit. So it's like, at what point do I find happiness over, not like fame, but like, at what point am I okay? Because here's the thing: is like I feel like most people who are here in LA want to become Nolan, want to become,
Yeah.
you know, like that level of filmmaker, and it's like, not everybody's gonna become that. So at what level am I happy
Yeah.
with what I've done?
Content.
There was
Content, and then still keep pushing. But no, like,
But you're,
even
like,
if I
good.
don't get there,
You're like, yeah, I'm all right.
like I'm happy and I'm
Yeah.
doing what I love and,
And
I
I-
have a family.
And I think
yeah.
it's like I was just reading this thing about, what do you want to do in like what's your goal? In 2 years, I want to run a business. In 3 years, I want to make it into the movies. In 5 years or whatever. It's like, okay, what happens when you feel that way? It's like, oh, I feel happy. I feel accomplished. I feel some self-worth. It's like, okay, well,
You feel what's it? Ikigai?
instead of like
Is
what-
that there's a Japanese term that's
oh, for like yeah.
it's love, passion, and shit. It's another word, but somebody made like this chart. It's like a
Interesting.
really cool like global, but it's the Ikigai is I think that's how it's pronounced. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
And it's a Japanese concept that means a reason for being.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, and
That's
it's like
cool.
all of it, and it's about like it's like
That's exciting.
It's like
I'm gonna use
passion, love.
Mission, that which you love, that which you are good at, profession, that which you can
great.
be paid for, vocation, and that which the world needs.
It's,
fucking
it's,
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
all
that's
of that in
perfect.
one. It's like the reason to
Yeah.
be.
Ikigai.
It's
Well,
Ikigai.
I think it's like trying to achieve ikigai. It's like we work hard to get these things. We spend sleepless nights. We are upset and sad that we're not where we want to be, and it's only if I was there I'd be happy. But it's like that emotion that you want in 2 years, we can work to have that now.
Right.
Because who knows what can happen?
Mm-hmm.
A big tragedy could happen, and
Right.
we could die, and everything that you worked for
It's gone.
Is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's really important to strive for that happiness right now.
Yeah.
And to feel fulfilled right now. And
like take a moment. Like this is me coming in this morning where I was just like,
Yes.
okay, I'm switching
Yes, you
this
did
around
this morning.
because like the past like couple of weeks I've just been like, meh. And it's honestly it's the commute. Like the commute
Yeah, the
really
commute's
sets
really
the
rough.
mood for the
And
day.
it's been really bad.
Yeah,
the
I
last
think
couple
because
of
schools
weeks.
come back and all this
Yeah,
stuff, so
it's
there's
like
just more
over an
cars
hour
on the street, and
that
I just
we
got
all
into that
spend
car
on the street.
accident. Like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
everything was just like that drive setting up my morning has just I get to work and I'm just like I don't want to be here. And it's not that like my job's fine. Like I'm making logos, I'm making cool things. I have my side I'm working on Ruby. Like all that's good. It's just but my mood is just and I just felt like a curmudgeon, like just not wanting to like be.
Yeah.
And it was like, it sucked. And so like this morning I was especially because of all the shit that's been going on.
Yeah.
Just being like, you know what, I need to like change my mood around and just be like, it's just a drive, it's fine. Like you have the whole day, let's turn it around. And I was like, I'm gonna be in a good fucking mood when I come to work today, and I'm gonna be on a mission. I'm gonna be productive. And you know what? I had a great day today.
Yeah, we did have a good
And
day.
you
We had a
know
lot of fun.
We had a great and like it's like I don't know, the universe heard it because we got free ice cream,
We
we
did.
got free lunch, we
Yeah.
got like wine. It was like it
Yeah.
was just a good day. So yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this is really interesting because I think we're at a place as humans where we're not following just our like needs or our emotions, like we're
Right.
just flying off and just following that. Because now that we've developed like the prefrontal cortex, we can start making decisions. And we're at a place where if we feel shitty, we don't have to just be shitty the whole day.
Right.
We can almost self brainwash or self-regulate and say, no. I have a tendency to think this way, and I always go down this rabbit hole. I'm going to almost brainwash or change my way of thinking and shift that to another direction.
Yeah.
And the more you do self-affirmations, the more you give yourself positive information.
Yeah.
Then
It's a tricky place
because
like,
then you're getting
You
your
don't want to
mind.
fake it, but
Yeah,
it almost.
But you
yeah.
have to, and you
Yeah,
have to because you've already been brainwashed, or you've already been setting your brain in a pattern already. Because every time you get depressed, you go down this hole, and your mind says, "Okay, I'm going to follow this habit every single time," and all you have to do is break that habit, and your mind adapts.
It's
Yeah.
the first thing is like figuring out that you have the
Yes.
habit in the first place. Like that's the hard thing.
of the
And then
of the
commit-
not
And
good mindset,
I will say
right?
for those
Yes.
who don't like the positive like therapy kind of like talk yourself out of it, because I was also like that's fucking bullshit. Like, and I'm not even saying it's not bullshit. There's a little bit of bullshit in it.
Right,
However, the way to get out of it is you don't necessarily say something positive. You just say something that's true, because. Here's the thing, particularly about depression. Depression lies. Like
Yes.
that's like
That is lying.
you will be down on yourself. You will say like I'll admit this. My like go-to in my head that's like my most depressive thing is me going, I'm unlovable. Like my brain will just go that and like nothing's going your way in this particular thing is because like this is your situation. And I will find all the patterns that will prove that I'm quote unquote unlovable and all this stuff. And I have to sit there and go like, no, which is also the reason why I do the blog and stuff like that. It's like, no, that's factually untrue, and also I can't predict the future. That's usually my thing to go like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like this forever, and it's like you're not a mind reader.
You have no way of knowing
You
that.
literally have no way of going. So your odds of like the odds are that this is gonna be shit. It's like well, there's also odds of all these positive things happening.
Yeah.
You just literally don't know, and that was what will snap me out of like my mood is me going. I can't predict the future. You don't know actually all the odds, so. It's fine. Stop with the like, and I'm able at least to stop the negative thing. It might be hard for me to go like everything's gonna work out because I don't like saying that either. Because again,
you don't
I
know.
don't know. But not knowing and going, I don't know. But that also means the bad thing might not happen. That's good enough
and
for now.
acknowledging that, yeah.
And then I'll able to maybe focus on something I'm looking forward to doing. Like, I'm looking forward to this cool thing that I'm gonna go see, or I'm gonna go do, or I'm planning, and it like helps me get back on that track. Because I know just being like, I'm a great person. Sometimes you're like, yeah, I'm a great person, but I'm still not feeling good. Like that happens too.
Right.
So it's just state a not negative but not positive.
Right.
It's just a-
but
yeah,
it's like
true.
practice.
thing.
I think the more you do that, the
Yeah.
more you're like, you can fall into that, positive mindset of like, okay, well, I'm not going to think about the future. I'm not going to think of all the terrible things that could happen. I'm
Yeah,
going to think about
you
the
just
now. Yeah.
you just go. These are my options,
And it becomes
like
easier and
the
easier.
positive
Keep-
options are also options.
Yeah.
And to go along with that, you have other options too. Like if you need help, you can seek out help.
Yeah.
Like there are
Yeah.
therapists, there is medicine. Like I just don't want people to feel like that if they can't will themselves to do it.
No,
that you're a
definitely.
lost
I mean-
cause. Like go like it
that's
is-
not a
there's
bad- yeah.
no shame. I feel like it's gotten better, but I still feel like there's a negative connotation around therapists or negative connotation around around just mental illness in general. And like, don't be afraid to reach out and get help. We all go through bad shit sometimes, and we all have different brain chemistry.
Yeah.
And if you need help, like even if you don't have any friends that will help you, there are medical resources for you.
Yeah.
You can go and get you can go get a therapist. You can find help in other places, and don't feel ashamed or afraid to do that.
I think that for me personally, just it's not everyone's way, but just so everyone knows, like
Yeah.
the 3 things that help me is therapy, and then reading 2 books. One is by Brene Brown. She has an awesome book. I wish I remember the name
can
of the
look it
book. Brene Brown's amazing, and then Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. Those 2 books have been awesome. And
Oh, you weren't saying she's a badass. You're saying that's the name of the
that's
book.
the name of the book. It's called You Are a Badass. And then the other
Okay, the Brene Brown, she did Daring Greatly.
Daring Greatly.
Okay.
That's the book. I was in therapy. Daring Greatly and Brene Brown, You're a Badass. Those 3 for me helped me a lot.
That's awesome.
So just
That's
putting it
really-
out there, I
that's
wanted
really
to
awesome.
share it with everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really interesting challenge, right? When you're faced with these moments of self-doubt, and I think that there's a lot to being able to pull yourself out, and there's a lot to looking to other places to be able to help you to get out of those things, and a combination of I don't feel like you always have to put it on yourself. Like there are great resources like these books to be able to.
I would say
Yeah.
one of the books that helped me a lot, and this is the thing. It's called The Antidote: Happiness for People Who Can't Stand Positive Thinking.
That's awesome.
And
That's
that's where I learned that technique of like, hey,
Yeah.
like you don't have to fluff up. You just have to because dealing in logic at the time was just super helpful for me
Yeah.
in particular. Just because it was because I could like disprove the bad thought.
Yeah.
And I could go like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, like, no, this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't a fact. This is like, and I could hold on to the fact. It's like, oh man, God damn it, you haven't finished reading Harry Potter.
No, I know.
There's a Harry Potter reference where like there's a character who like is
I can, because I won't listen.
okay. It's like when Sirius was stuck in Prisoner of Azkaban, and the fact that he kept his mental health was because he wasn't thinking about him being innocent.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, no, it was him
was
being
him
innocent.
yeah.
Wasn't a happy thought. It
Yeah.
was just a
It was
fact.
just a fact.
And he was able to hold on to that to keep his sanity.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
Yeah, it's that. It's
All right,
that.
Luis, you're
Okay,
good.
Luis, come back.
Okay.
It's not like a huge. I mean, there was. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's good that you weren't listening, but it's a.
And just
not too far away
Right.
for
I
you.
wanted to just end on one other thing. Whenever you're like, I always find finding what you're grateful for super helpful.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm having a shitty day and I'm like, oh, nothing's working out. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. It's like, but think of what you do have.
Yeah.
Like I can walk. I'm not sick. I have a roof over my head.
Yeah.
I have a car. I have
Honestly,
families that I love.
going on
Like,
walks helps with that a lot because at least I
You
mean,
do that
it's-
too.
but
you
it's
make
also
those
like LA, so it's just like going outside and it's just like the weather's great.
Yeah, appreciate it. Like, holy
Like, it-
shit, we're
like-
here. And like, I shouldn't be here at all. I could be dead. I could be totally like have a disease. I could
Yeah.
have like
We're so
have to
lucky
take a moment to be grateful.
to just exist. And I think that I think that for me, what I want to do, what I'm gonna try and do in the next like couple of months, as I figure out where my life is going and what I'm doing, what I want to try and dig up, and I don't want to just identify something because then it's arbitrary. I mean, it's not completely arbitrary, but I want it to happen organically, and I want it to be something that I want it to find me in a way, so I'm not going to push it necessarily, but I'm be on the lookout for it. I want to identify what success means for me and then work towards that instead of working towards an ambiguous version of success. Because right now, I have a very ambiguous version of success. Like, what do I want to do? I want to make things and be able and like do... I want to be Nolan, and it's like everybody wants to know what is your what you're never going to be Christopher Nolan, right? Because Christopher Nolan, Because Christopher Nolan's the only one who's Christopher Nolan.
Right.
So what do you want to be? What is your version of success, and how can you work towards doing that? And I think identifying like there are good parts and bad parts of doing things like that. And I think identifying what the important things for me in my life are, and then measuring those as levels of success, right?
Yeah.
And then knowing that is that once I'm there, like there's this big problem that people say about when they're doing things and they finally are at a place that they want to be, or they finally do something that they've always dreamed of, and they still don't feel happy, or they still don't feel successful, or they still don't feel a sense of achievement. There's a different word for it.
Accomplishment?
Yeah, they don't feel accomplished. They feel like they still need to do more.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. I don't think we should shy away from this feeling of wanting to do more.
Because that's also like just another way for being
It's
driven.
ambition. And that's not a bad thing. But I think that ambition without acknowledgement of
Contentment.
content is really dangerous, because you never stop pushing ever.
Yeah.
And you,
don't
don't
wanna,
enjoy
You don't want to
the
Hamilton it.
right, exactly. And so I mean, watching Hamilton, and then also I've been reading a lot of interviews with people, and like trying to figure out what my measure of success is. So I think I'm going to try and figure that out so that I can know when I get to that point and acknowledge that, like, hey, you did a thing that's important, and you should take time to acknowledge that thing, as opposed to just trying to get to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's where I've recently given myself my arbitrary goal, like, which is vague enough, but also like possibly
Well, no, I
achievable.
mean, it's good to give yourself arbitrary goals, and I do that too. But I think,
No,
there's
but
a
in the sense
different
of
level.
like, at least for me, because like I said, the other goal it depends on another person.
Right.
So like, for me,
That's a
like
different-
the goal of like, what can I do for myself?
Right.
Right now, literally, I just want to be middle class in Los Angeles. I think that's
I know.
it's a hard goal.
It's a really
real
difficult
hard
It's getting
goal.
hard.
It's a
None of us are
yeah.
middle class in Los Angeles.
To be to just be on the stepping
it's the
stone
it's the threshold of middle class.
of middle class in Los Angeles. You have to make about $76,000.
Is it
Okay,
really
a year?
that much?
$76,000 a year.
That is
Yeah.
the low end of middle class. To be regular ass middle class is
Yeah.
definitely $100K. Around there.
It's above 100K. I think it's like
It's like
I think
120.
one,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
120.
Like 115.
So I'm just trying. I'm like
We can
baby
do this.
stepping it. My brain wants to go. I want to be proper middle class. I think that would be nice because
We
I
can do
love this
this.
city
Yeah.
and I'm comfortable here. I don't really see myself leaving, but I wanna be cozy. But that's a lot of money. So
I
I'm
just want to
just
be able to eat.
my like
Oh,
my like for myself.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
My for myself selfish goal. I'm not even trying to buy a place. I just want to make. I want to make 75.
Yeah.
Not even, and still, that's right underneath. I'm like, because 75 is a nicer number than 76 to me. Although 76, I'll get the Soldier 76 jacket. I
Oh,
think I'll
yeah.
get cool. So like, oh, maybe that'll be it. I make $76,000 a year, get a Soldier 76 jacket, and go, I'm a grown up now.
So if you want to help us make $76,000 a year, you can go read Ruby Whipple at rubywhipple.com.
oh yeah, please do. Please read the comic. Read it. Don't turn off ad blocker on the website,
Turn on
please.
yeah, we literally make money
that's-
every time you look at a page. So
it's like half a cent, but you know, it's
but
something.
it's all something. So if you feel so inclined to reread it, we won't
Yeah,
be sad.
We read it several times. One of the splits. It's a 60-40 split that we're working on. So
It is.
So,
yeah. So
read
she's
it.
gonna make 76, and I'm gonna make, I don't know what it is, so slightly less than 76. Yeah,
like so you got to read a lot so that like Spencer also like
so I can get middle class
too.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's we're making things that, and we have a bunch of stuff on Embryo that we're selling. Help us get to that 76.
buy Planet Born and get Spencer the middle class.
I'm working. We actually sold out of Planet Born's at I don't think did I talk about this? I think I maybe did.
I think
we talked about we at San Jose we sold out of the Planet Borns that were made. So now I have to make more. I still have materials, but we sold out of all the ones that I brought, which is awesome. So I'm gonna be building more and also prepping for a second run that's gonna be a little bit nicer.
Or if you want to help all three of us out, go to forhumanpeoples.com/collection/we-stay-late and buy that new Halloween shirt that was put up there. And order it like literally probably the day you hear this because it takes forever to get shipped. So if you want it before Halloween. But that goes to all
That
three
helps.
of us. Helps pay for equipment. keep the site up and maybe buy us like a coffee or a lunch or something. Like
Maybe more.
and then-
Get us to middle class, you guys. That'd be.
If you're and
That'd
then
be
and then also sorry, I'm gonna bring it back to like kind of the mood it was before, just a little bit. Just go read the comic, but you don't need to buy anything right this moment because there's a lot of people that need help right now.
Oh yeah.
So go do that first.
Yeah, we're
Las
not-
Vegas.
just-
I just
yeah.
want to give a shout out to or not a shout out. I want to give an acknowledgement of the incident in Las Vegas, and that our hearts go out to everybody there. I know people. I know people who were in Las Vegas when it happened. I know.
Oh, yeah,
you did
no,
as well.
I was,
don't
like,
know if you
messaging
knew it,
people.
but like, just know that. I don't know. I'm not the smartest person. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know what we're doing right now is not working. So maybe we should find some shit that works and actually do
Yeah,
that.
I had a thought, and I was gonna
That's
ask.
all I'm gonna say.
It's funny. This is one of those like, let me ask Spencer this later
Yeah.
because Spencer might know the answer to this.
I probably don't.
Like as a law or something. Like, what if like, and I don't think it would ever pass. But if the place that sells the guns if there's a mass shooting, they also become responsible for it. Like they get charged.
Oh, that's
For
tough.
it,
There was
like if it's like above like
Yeah.
this is a weird sick thing to be like above like 5 people
Right.
in like one incident, then the place that sold the gun gets
Hold some sort of
fined,
responsibility.
or like they get shut down or something like that along those lines, because then the onus would be on those shops to like really make sure
It's-
they're not like
Yeah,
tough.
It's
I
hard
feel like
because
that's
then
a-
you're penalized. A lot of those shops are small businesses, so you're going to put them out of business if you do that. I think that there's
I think it's a systematic thing.
I think there's a systematic problem. I think that it runs deeper than just that. I think that there's a culture. There's a culture war.
well, I would
that we
just
have to
think they would be
face.
less inclined
And-
to sell like the automatic guns then. Then
Yeah,
you're like
I-
on
but I
like
think-
the hunting side of it.
But I think
which
we
is
also
fine.
need to. I mean, and this is purely my opinion, but I think we need to regulate those things more. I think that there are answers, and other countries have found answers to these sort of mass attacks through regulation of things and of guns and of specifically of like machine
I'm
guns.
always surprised to hear that it's
And
not
I-
treated like a driver's license situation
It's
thing. I always
not.
thought like you had to get a
Yeah.
license, you have to take a test.
We're not.
like you have to like
and
go through like
I think
a
we're
process.
not. I think we're saying we're not banning them.
No,
We're just saying
I
we
know-
need responsible people.
I
to
know,
have
like it's like
things.
it's.
I
I,
mean,
would love to
assault
ban it,
weapons,
but like
I'm not
common
sure-
sense
Right,
wise.
no,
assault
yes.
weapons are a little bit different of a story. I think there is a perfectly valid and thriving culture in hunting and in
Oh, yeah, hunting,
and
like,
like
that's
urban.
food.
I mean, not in urban. In
Rural?
rural communities where they want. And you grew up in Texas, so maybe you can
Yeah,
speak more to
I
this. Like
mean-
there is there's a culture
Yeah.
that resides around that, and I think that we should absolutely be able to like we shouldn't ban all guns. But there are certain guns that didn't exist when the Constitution was written
Yeah, I
that
think
we should take a second look
Right.
at, and that's just my opinion. I don't want to start I don't want
Yeah.
to start a politics podcast, but
Yeah.
but that's just from
Yeah, like I
the
think
situation
hunting
that we
hunting
have. It's
makes
like,
sense. I'm even like I also understand like having like a handgun in your like even though like it's a lot, but having that in your home to like for self
able to protect
defense,
yourself.
like because I know
Yeah.
too many stories of people like having that and feeling like more secure. So I even get that.
Yeah,
but
but,
those
like,
aren't
even when you
automatic
put those
weapons.
in
you
I
know?
think.
homes, you have a
I
higher,
mean, I feel like there's just regulation is so loose. I think
Yeah.
we just need to make at least
we
1%.
just need to do something.
Like
Yeah.
just I'm not even and you know what? Okay, maybe we can't ban, automatic weapons, but let's just add the regulation just a little bit more.
Just
Can
make
we
it-
make
yeah.
just
make
a
it make it a little harder.
just a little
just
bit.
a lot
We're
harder.
not taking guns away.
Just
no,
make it
like not
harder.
even taking the banning off the table. Just a little bit of more regulation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and
Like,
maybe having to come and redo a test, a gun
maybe
safety
take a
test,
take a
and
test
maybe
every
take
year.
and maybe take
Yeah.
a psych
Yeah.
exam. I mean, I don't know what the situation is with this guy who was in. I don't know what his mental health. situation
Honestly we're
was.
never gonna
We
know.
don't really know right now. I mean, I think there might be something that comes out later once they've done like a full background on him.
But it's gonna be all guesswork because
Right.
in the end he's not
he's not alive
here
anymore.
and he
Yeah.
killed himself, so
Yeah.
we're not gonna really
It's
know.
just there's something that needs to be done, and the problem is that we have like going completely off topic. We have too many tragedies that are happening right now for us to the Texas hurricane. people are still without homes in that thing.
Yeah.
From that thing, and now we have Puerto Rico that got hit and Florida that got hit, and now we have this thing to deal with. Like, there are so many things happening that it's really hard to focus on those things. So I think we just there are things that we can do, and there are causes we can support. I think it's really important that we kind of rally as a country and as a world
And help each other.
help each other, because there are things we can do to stop, or at least to help prevent these things, and we aren't doing them necessarily right now. But to all the people that are dealing with the to all the people that went and gave blood, to all the people during the Las Vegas thing, or that were there that helped people, to all the people on all the hurricanes that were, that now are in the recovery phase, that are doing the shit that you're doing. Thank you, and from the people around you, that I'm sure there's a community growing of good people, but like that's exactly what we need, and it's gonna take people like you to rebuild from those disasters. So thank you.
Yeah.
We love you. Okay, should we answer one more question?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I was thinking.
Let's go back on
Let's
maybe
go
a
on a
lighter
bang.
note.
Just
Lighter
a little
note.
lighter.
Lighter note.
Oh no!
Luis's mic fell.
It got
collapsed
a
on
little
him.
too dense in here.
You made your mic set.
I know.
Made the mic sad and it fell. Okay, this one's really hard for me. What's a movie that you hate but everyone loves?
Avatar.
Me too.
I've never seen it.
Here's the thing. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I saw it for the first time. I thought the story was just but I thought that was.
Pocahontas.
But here's the thing. The world, and I love world building. So the world building was so cool, and just the effects and it was just, I saw an IMAX and it was so cool, and I didn't give a fuck the story was halfway decent, because you know what? Most stories are halfway decent, but there was an achievement in that movie that people just like to shit on, and I get it if you like to shit on it. I enjoyed the movie. I thought there were problems with it, and I thought that there are bigger cultural
Wait,
issues
I thought
with
this was pick a movie that you love or that everybody hate. Wait, sorry, the other way around.
Oh, that you hate
that
but
everybody
everyone loves.
Which one's you? You love?
Avatar. I love it.
Oh, I don't like it.
See, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, wait, you're not.
But here's the thing: everybody hates it. I feel
No,
like everybody hates it.
everybody
Maybe it's
for
just
a
our
while loved
perception of
it.
Everybody for a while did love it.
Well-
That's so funny, Spencer. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is
just like,
awesome.
I was like, wait, you're enjoying that movie.
I
I
No,
know.
I-
There was a turn. I was like, wait a second. I
Wait,
think you
no,
like this.
I do like that movie, and
Yeah.
I think that there is a level
so
of like
funny.
artistic achievement in it that
Yeah.
that people just love to shit on.
Yeah.
And people don't enjoy, and I don't know. I know there are problems with it. I know there's issues with it, but like, I thought the world that they built was really cool. I also just love sci-fi and aliens. So
No,
it's like
totally.
anything
No,
sci-fi
yeah,
and
no,
aliens,
totally.
I'm in for. Okay, so you hate it. Can you explain to me why you hate it? Because
you still need
feel
to,
like everybody.
You still need to answer the
I know I
question
will.
properly.
But you should tell me why you think everybody loves it, because I feel like everybody hates it, and
I
two,
think I'm
why you
speaking
hate
at a
it.
moment when the movie first came out.
Okay.
Because everyone
Yeah, and then when
spoke
it first
very
came out,
high-
everybody really
everyone
liked
spoke
it.
highly of it.
I mean, it's still the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I just
Yeah.
didn't see it because I was told the story. It was essentially Pocahontas and Fern Gully, and I went, "Oh, I saw those movies."
Yeah.
I was like, I
I
don't need to see it
personally,
again.
I guess when this is what happened. I think it's a mixture of things. One, it was the big hype of it, which hype never helps. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, I feel like I've a little burp. The graphics,
Dying.
I feel like wasn't too like. I felt like, yeah, this is appropriate. This is where we need to be. I guess I wasn't blown
You
away.
weren't
Maybe
blown away,
because
okay.
I'm in the tech world, and
Right.
so like I'm like, yeah, this is the next step. I think
But I thought the motion capture.
the motion
was-
capture stuff is probably the most
insane.
impressive thing I've seen. Like,
Yeah.
that is fucking amazing.
for its time.
For its
it
time,
was one of the most impressive.
amazing.
Yeah.
I really don't like Jake Sully. I just can't get behind that character. I've watched that movie twice. I watched one in normal and then another one in 3D. I fell asleep watching it in 3D.
Interesting.
And I didn't like the villain at all. I don't like.
Oh, the what's his name? The
Yeah.
gray-haired guy.
Yeah, maybe if I go back, because maybe I don't understand it was just really hammy for me, and
He's kind of a one-note.
very
character.
one-noted, and I couldn't.
Like I said, I have
I
no
could-
support of the story.
I couldn't get sympathetic towards Jake. Yeah, and the fact that the story of it didn't help me.
Yeah.
Either, and so all I'm left with is an amazing world, but I guess it wasn't enough to pull me in,
Right.
because maybe that specific type of world is not my jam.
Right.
And also it's just a lot of things, the hype, the story, the protagonist, the villain, and the font of
The
that
font.
movie.
Fuck the font. Okay,
No,
so here's
no,
what's
no.
interesting though, is I feel like
But
Avatar.
I think it was really the protagonist. Like I
Yeah.
just really couldn't get
couldn't
behind,
get behind
Jake.
him.
Yeah.
Avatar to me is on a similar area as Valerian, which is a movie I hated.
Okay. Everyone hated. Yeah.
Everyone hated it. I think it's in a similar vein, except Avatar was well acted.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yes.
so
I see what you're saying.
when I watch that movie, I watch it for all the little tiny details that they
Yeah.
put into the world. Like I have a book right here that I'm reading right now, and all that it is a world building book.
Right.
It's an RPG book. It's a core rule book for Starfinder. But all that it is rules and characters.
Right.
That's all it is, and I fucking love it as much as I
was
love
like,
a book
this just
with a
looks
story.
like
This
the
is-
art from your card game.
I know.
This is
Well,
what's-
that's the thing.
yeah.
Is
On the cover, it's
I'm
like-
building the RPG for Planetborn because this is an open license. This is Pathfinder.
Oh.
It's just the sci-fi version.
Oh,
so I'm building
Starfinder,
right.
Pathfinder.
So I'm building the RPG for it on top of the OGL license from Starfinder.
Ooh.
So that's kind of where we're at with that.
I like this art. It's
So,
fancy. Okay, let me stop
it's really
looking
cool.
at this. I'm
So-
like, ooh.
So, but this whole book is just world building, and so
Right.
I love that shit. So
No, totally.
that's why
That
I
makes
think I
sense. Yeah, yeah.
enjoy that movie, not as a movie, but as like an exercise in creating a cool
Yeah.
sci-fi world.
It's like, yeah. It's
I'll
like
say-
Rogue One. I didn't particularly like Rogue One, but I think
fine.
putting it in the background as a screensaver
Yeah,
is
it's
It's
fucking
really pretty.
beautiful. There's some fucking beautiful
There's some
shots.
Beautiful shots in that movie.
As a screensaver.
The movie that everybody loves that I absolutely cannot stand is Breakfast Club.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I cannot stand that
Why is
movie
that?
because everyone is like, they're all little shits. They're all assholes.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're supposed to
appeal,
root
though.
for them. Everyone wants like the asshole dude to be with like the pretty girl, and I was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he made like this is the thing that this is honestly what took me out of the movie because within the 2 hours that you're watching it or whatever the length of it is, like he makes her cry, but not like a regular like meh cry, like makes her feel like a shit person, like deep
Yeah.
like questioning yourself, cry, like and then she likes him at the end of it, and I'm like. No, because you know what? I had that type of crying in like middle school and high school. Like I said,
Yeah,
boys
you
were
knew that.
shitty. Boys were real shitty. And by the end of it, I'm supposed to like you for making me feel like shit? No. So the whole movie, I'm like, she likes him, but he made her cry.
Yeah.
Like I said, not like a superficial like meh, like no, like
Yeah.
and I was like, you're all little assholes. Like all of like it's just like like I just didn't like them. I didn't root for them. I was like, yeah, you guys deserve to be in detention. Like I just like I wasn't even on the teacher side either. The principal was also a dick too. I was like,
Yeah,
y'all
well,
are
he
just
was
pieces
big,
of
yeah.
shit. Like I don't understand what this movie is supposed to be like. Yeah, it's a teenage experience. Everyone feels like these kids. I'm like, no.
What about when they were talking about their hard times?
I didn't give a shit. I was just like, we all have hard times. You don't do bad shit just because you have hard
Yeah, that's
times.
true.
Like,
Okay,
I was
okay,
just like,
that is true. I
like,
agree with you.
just-
But
like I just did not like that movie. But also
maybe
the,
it was
the,
a redemption after
they
that.
didn't redeem themselves. They were all just little shits that we figured out. Oh, we're all little shits. I guess we should all get along. Like
That is true. They did say redemption.
you're not gonna be friends after that movie. You're gonna go on and, like the next day. You're gonna be back in school still acting like yourselves. Like no one learned a lesson.
So you're telling me we need a sequel?
No, just garbage movie. At the end. Anyway,
That's my
that.
favorite emoji too.
My flip of that the movie that everyone seems to hate but I really like Pacific Rim. I think that movie.
I like Pacific Rim.
A lot of people hate that movie. A lot of people think it's garbage, but it's a giant.
It's a garbage movie. That's
a
the
giant-
point. It's a popcorn movie.
It's a giant robot anime with real life people, and they're all like fun. So for me, it was just like this is amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can enjoy
I went and
a
saw that
movie
movie twice in the
You can
theater.
enjoy a movie and it's shitty. And
Okay,
that's
I have one
fine.
then.
You can enjoy a shitty movie. I enjoy shitty
But
movies
here's the thing.
all
Here's the
time.
thing, though. Everyone thinks it's shitty. I don't think it's shitty. I genuinely think it's a good, fun movie.
But
like
no, but
I
it's,
love
but it's
it.
shitty. It's shitty from the standard of like normal movies. In a sense, I mean, I
You're
think
saying
it's
that?
good.
You're saying that, and you're like, it's shitty from these standards. I'm like, no. From all standards, in my head, it is
But
good.
from your standards, because you watch anime and that's kind of your normal, it's great. and I love it. I think it's really fun, and I don't have a problem with it. But apparently,
That's
other
another
people
movie
do.
though that
But I don't
got a
care.
lot of praise at the beginning.
Yeah,
And
it
then I
did.
feel like
And
Because
then
visually
then
it's interesting, but
visually
like
it's really
people
cool.
people shat on that movie. They thought it was garbage.
They
and I'm like,
took it out back and they shat on it.
And I didn't even see the garbage. I realized that people thought it was garbage because I went and saw it in theater once. Amazing, to the point where like I'm bringing people like, we got to go see this movie.
Yeah.
And I took a second group of people and they all hated it. And I was just like, oh, wait, these are my friends with like good taste, and they all hated it. I'm like, well, I loved it. I think this is great. I like the fan art.
Yeah.
I like all the teams.
Aren't they coming out
the
with a
whole
sequel?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy from Star Wars is gonna be in it. What's his name?
Kylo
Cutie Patootie.
Ren.
No, the other one. Finn.
Luke Skywalker.
Boyega.
Yeah.
Boyega.
Cutie Patootie's gonna be in it,
Batman.
and it's gonna be great. I hope he gets to like merge with like a kaiju. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
cool.
It's gonna be great. I love it.
Man, I have another movie I want to bring up. But I think it'll cause too much
Wait,
conversation.
no, do it.
Do it.
Okay.
What's the controversy?
Well,
Do
okay,
you love
so-
it and other people hate it?
Okay, I think so, and I think
Okay.
everybody hates this movie typically, but I'm about to defend it.
No, here's the thing. I just defended Avatar.
I know
So it's fun.
it's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
I think so. I
the way you're saying this.
I got a little.
You can't really get worse than
I know,
Avatar.
I got a little drunk. Well, I got a little drunk and I rewatched a one Batman movie.
Is
Which one?
it Batman and Robin?
I watched Batman and Robin.
I love that movie. It is a good movie.
Okay, let
It
me-
is fun.
Okay, time out. Yes.
It is
let me,
so fun.
Let me rephrase this because the reason why people don't like Batman and Robin is because they're coming from a Tim Burton Batman.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
And it rolls right into Joel Schumacher. The Joel Schumacher and the Tim Burton movies, they're two different franchises.
Oh,
as I
yeah,
like to
I've
think.
yeah.
never
It's a
seen
whole-
Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Oh man, it's a weird
It's
movie,
it's
but
a
it's like
punerific.
it's visually interesting. Like
It's
like
a cartoon. That's all it is. It's like
It's a real life cartoon.
it knows what it's doing.
I
It's
love it.
tongue in cheek. It's a pop cartoon.
one of
punny
Arnold's
movie.
best roles.
Oh, Mr. Freeze?
Yes.
Oh, then I have seen it.
And like
And Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman. Oh my
that.
god,
Okay,
it's
look,
a good movie.
guys, it's-
Shut up.
It's not.
This is
It's not
good.
like people who are trying to make a serious movie and then it's shitty. These people know what they're doing. Joel Schumacher came out and says, "Guys, more cartoony. This is a cartoon."
Right.
And maybe for people who like
they
the
wanted
Tim,
serious business.
right, you saw Tim Burton. This is the same, basically same costume, almost the same cast. You know, like people are still
There's
feeling that.
nipples on the costume.
And there was a whiplash.
There's nipples on the costume.
There's nipples on the costume.
You gotta
man.
have nipples on that costume.
And so, but I think that's
We're
what
gonna
happened.
do a whole nother round.
I think people hate it because of that whiplash, but I think if you see it as a different movie than that one, it's a fun movie.
It's a good arc. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that Robin gets adopted as an adult,
Yeah.
like into
Well,
like the
and that-
Bat family, but it works. It somehow still
And
works.
like fucking like whatever, Mr. Freeze, like that whole
His storyline
that
is like
story is
actually
fucking kind of
emotional.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
And I think the cartoon version came out first, that storyline.
Yeah,
But
it's
still, it's pretty
no,
fucking
that's a good movie.
sad.
That's a good movie. I watched that I think sometime last year. Like
Yeah.
again, like as a refresh, like, oh, this was that, and I was like, I like this movie.
It's dynamic and they know and they're doing it on purpose. It's not
Same. I will. So same vein. Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Good movie. It's a. It's,
Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's really. It's watching a D&D game.
Oh, really?
So if you like D&D and like the rules, the world, the setup, Last Witch Hunter.
Isn't that what it
really
was?
good. Yeah, it was his D&D character. He just made a movie for his D&D character, and I have to say, I'm like, this is solid stuff. Like I can't, like it's cheesy. It's cheesy,
Right.
Yeah.
and like you have to kind of like roll with it. But once you accept like his role and the rules that he set up, you're like, I'm in. This is fine. The effects are pretty good. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I can't
Last Witch
think,
Hunter.
I can't think of a movie that I hate that other people love. I don't know why I can't think of one.
Tune in next time.
What movies do you hate? Make
I
it
mean,
broader.
I hate movies, but most of the movies that I hate, I feel like other people tend to hate. Like, okay, well, here's one. I mean, we kind of talked about it before, but I really didn't like Atomic Blonde.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
But-
really like that.
And I feel like
I didn't see that one, so I
I
don't
feel like
know.
not a lot of people have been liking that movie though. Why it's inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's
No one wants to talk about that movie.
Did you
No one's
like? Did you like Meet
we're
the
not gonna talk.
Fockers or like Meet the Parents? I hated Meet the Parents.
It was fun.
Really?
I hated that
I
movie.
kind of like that movie.
It's the same thing. It's the same premise of like the guy is like I was so mad that his fiance never took his side. I was like, you're marrying this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she knows what her family's like, and she's bringing like a stranger into her family, and she didn't like protect her fiance.
I can see that. Yeah.
It bothered me so much. I was just like, how do you like?
She
like
doesn't because it's funnier if she doesn't.
It's funnier if she doesn't, but it's just on a emotional support level.
Yeah.
It just like. It just hurt, like it affected me. I was just like, well, like why are you marrying into this family? Like they don't care about you. They're not trying. But I like the second one. Meet the Fockers was funny because it was even ground. Because everybody was on the up and up and knew how shitty each other's families were and actually like defended each other. And so I was on board. But that first one was just like, why? Like protect your fiance. He doesn't know what he's getting into with this family. And like your ex is around and all this crazy shit. Like help him out. Like you're a team. I assume
You're a
like,
team. I
isn't
see
that
what
what
you're
it
saying.
is?
Yeah.
If you're like engaged, you're a team,
You're a
right?
team. Yep.
You guys in your long ass relationships, teams, right? Yeah. So like, I'm like, where's the team?
Yeah, if you don't feel that support,
Where's
it's
the
real
team?
hard.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
I think I figured one. I think I have one. It's not that movie. It's not a movie that I hate. It's a movie that I was like, and everybody really liked. I think Finding Dory.
I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so I had the same reaction.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't hate it, but
I got a paint by the colors kind of movie.
it was fun. I mean, I got bored. It was boring. It was a boring movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't. And maybe it was just the
I'm
mindset
trying
I
to
was
think
in.
of like
but
naming
Boring movie.
it's a
I'm
bo-
trying to think
boring.
of like blockbuster movies that maybe you might not have liked, but I'm not.
I mean,
blanking
I
right
I
now.
don't like Man of Steel or
But no one liked
nobody
those.
liked those.
Those weren't blockbusters.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like I don't.
Like I have a couple friends who hated Wonder Woman, and I was just like, what? You know, like
I feel pretty indifferent about Wonder Woman.
really? Okay, that's fair.
I'm a little bit above indifferent. How about that?
That's
I
fine.
thought it was good. I thought it was fine.
I'm
It was a
trying to think
good.
of-
It was one of the better superhero movies, and it was better
It
than
was
most
the best.
things that DC.
It
has
was the
done.
best DC movie
Yeah.
because it was at least,
Yeah.
work.
Also, little confession. I don't mind the other Matrix movies. They're shitty. They're real bad.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm neutral on the other movies.
Yeah,
too.
it's fine. The first one's amazing. The
first one's real
second and
good.
third, I'm like, they didn't know what they were doing from
Look.
here. But what? I mean, but it's fine. Whatever. Fuck it. They already got it. Like, here's the thing: is I think, and here's the thing: I think it's because I know the backstory to them, and the backstory is that the studio was like, you
Make
got to make
another
these
one.
movies, and they're like, fuck, we made him fly at the end of the first one,
That was it. He reached his peak.
right? And then they're like, never mind, we're gonna make him more of a god,
Yeah.
and then it's like this weird ascension to god, to being a god, and I don't
Yeah,
know,
because he
They
already
didn't really-
peaked. It's like,
yeah.
all right, and then the second and third one, he has to be here again.
Yeah,
The Matrix
And he
will
has to
always,
peak
the
again.
sequels and everything will always have a special place in my heart because the build up to those movies,
Yeah.
like all like those like video games, the side things, the little animatrix
My math
stuff.
teacher would play the trailer in
Yeah,
class.
the animatrix,
The animatrix,
shorts,
yeah.
all that stuff I loved so much. Like I went to go see that shitty movie Dreamcatcher to like go watch an animatrix like short that was played in front of it, which in that one blew my mind because it was all it was like two people fighting and doing like I learned kung fu, but it was all 3D. And the skin, like it was like the first time I saw like 3D skin that looked good. Mind you, if you look at it now, it's like, but at the time I was just like, they figured out human skin. Holy shit, they figured it out because it was like they just got right out of Uncanny Valley. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
right
yeah.
at that balance.
Yeah.
So, like all
was,
that
like,
stuff made me
plasticky.
so happy. And
Yeah.
I like all the background and like the searching and then like, what is this gonna mean? Like I had such a good time with that even though the movies were disappointing, I can't like
Yeah, that's kind of how I
knock it.
feel. I'm
Same
like,
with Lost.
eh.
Like Lost, like all the build up for Lost, like the enjoyment of the adventure of Lost.
Yeah.
That even though the ending wasn't like the best or anything, I was just like, I had a good time. That was a good ride. I had
good
fun.
journey.
Yeah. I mean, as a person who didn't watch Lost, I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh, you should. I honestly, I've heard. Well, you can listen to it and then listen to Steve's
I know.
podcast on it. But everybody I know who's waited and watched it all the way through had a better experience with it than the people who watched it like and took the slow
Interesting.
pace. And I
Interesting.
think it's because you got everything in one go. Because a lot of the frustration, to be honest, is because you were waiting so long for answers that when you didn't maybe necessarily get them or they weren't as like good of an answer as
a
you
good
were
point.
expecting because you had literally all this build up for years
Yeah.
that like it wasn't going to live up to it. But people who just watched it all the way through were like, you know what, that was a good story. It's like a good metaphor. Like they like enjoyed the wholeness of it
Yeah.
more.
Interesting.
You don't have to wait. It's good.
I just network
genuinely
shows
good.
is so
I know.
hard. It's like
It's really
20
hard.
shows I have
I
to get
know.
through for one season.
I
It's
w-
like albums. I
here's-
want short albums and short seasons.
Here's the thing that this is how I got everybody
12
into
songs.
Lost when it was
12
coming out. I was just like,
episodes.
just watch the pilot. If you're not into it after the pilot, then you're not going to be
I
into
watched
it.
the pilot and I got about 3 episodes deep and was like, this is fucking weird. And then I turned it off and I haven't watched anything since
That's
then.
fine.
So
See, that's
it
the
was
thing.
intriguing. It was cool. I just was like, they aren't going to answer any of these questions. And then
They
I
answered
heard,
a good chunk of them.
and then it's kind of, but here's the thing. I've watched The Leftovers
Yes.
and that doesn't answer any questions.
I can't do
so
that.
I won't watch it. I won't watch
And
Leftovers.
it hurts, but I keep watching it. I mean, I only watched the first season and part of the second season because then I got distracted and couldn't keep up. But it never answers the questions really, and it does it in a way that's really actually cool. I normally would not be able to watch a show like that, but it trains you to not get answers. So you never are expecting them. You're always like, well, I guess I'm not going to know what that means. But it does it in a way that's really masterful because it trains your brain to not
It's because it's not about the answers. It's about the
exactly.
characters.
It's not about why. It's about what. And so that's really interesting to me. Anyway,
Oh, that's interesting, but I like my little world building. I
Yeah.
want to know the answers. I want to
totally.
know why.
I do too. That's the one show that I was okay with that. Okay, we're at an hour 40, so we gotta like.
This is the
probably-
longest episode.
I think it might be.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
But it's what happens
Oh
when
no,
we
I think
answer
the one
questions.
with Elijah might have been
Elijah. Hold on. Let me see how long that one was.
Do you want to beat it? Do you want to just answer one
No,
more
it's,
question? For
no,
shits
it's
and
okay.
giggles?
We should
Oh,
go.
it's a one more
It's
question.
already 8:00, and I have to get back home with my dog because Hannah's on set.
Oh, no.
Fine. You guys need responsibilities.
I know. I have a dog.
Wait, where are we at?
We're at an hour 40.
Oh, we beat it.
Really?
Yep.
This is why you gotta have cats.
Well, also there's a little bit of preamble at the beginning, so we'll see.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Listen,
gotta close
leave
it
us
out.
a comment. Let us know if it's the longest episode or not.
Let me know.
We don't know. Okay, I'm at Spenser Starke,
I'm at Louis 12.
I'm Starline X on Twitter.
and you said you wanted to do one. Did you say you wanted to do one thing? You were like, and a.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
already.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Whatever.
Oh, we snapping now?
I snap.
Ooh, I'm gonna.
I've never done the kisses, by the way. I've
All right.
always done this.
Goodbye.
Bye. I like the snaps.
Yeah, that's how I blend in the thing. When you guys do the kisses, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'll snap.